okay, I'm 5, whatever.
Say hello,
Although one
everybody.
thing
Hello.
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 So Donnie was telling us about how he's 5 years old.
Yep, play with laser pointer, and I'm discovering cobwebs I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Because the laser pointer will like catch a string. It's like, oh, there's a dot floating in the middle of the air.
All right. Well, aside from our usual, next week. Wait, no, it's not next week. Sorry, now I'm getting things confused in my brain. Let me get through our usual stuff, and we'll get to that. If you guys like our brand of chaos as much as we enjoy playing it, please give us a follow. It helps out greatly. Down below, you'll find links to our Discord, YouTube, Astro's TikTok, Booty's Twitch, and Springer's Knives. Our Discord is free and open to everybody. We'd love to see you there if you want to come in and hang out, or if you just want to lurk and get the announcements. It's all up to you. Our YouTube, we put up replays of our sessions, usually 2 days after the fact, and we have YouTube Shorts. As for TikTok, he does a variety of different types of videos, and they're all pretty great and enjoyable. I think you guys should go check him out. Give him some love. Booty's Twitch, he streams once or twice a week, and he's always friendly and engaging with the chat. If you like him here, you'll like him over there. And our buddy here, Springer, makes knives on the side. You'll have to go online and see what's available at the moment. Right now, he is making several choppers.
It's dropped
and
on
about to chop his legs off. But I have one myself. It's fantastic. So if you like a good knife, he'll give you a very nice. We also have a couple announcements regarding our upcoming schedule. I forget the actual dates, so I'm going to bounce around to a couple other people.
Are we talking about so from next week onwards for like about 3 to 4 weeks? We will not be streaming Herald of Rain?
We have
will be
alternative
replaced.
programming planned.
Yes, because I will be on holiday. Well, not relaxing, just doing lots of other stuff. These guys will be playing games. Starting with B's and G's and 3s.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 on next week.
Mhm.
And then when is it the 20-something you're doing for the lulz?
22nd.
The
22nd.
22nd. So that'd be 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
Is this that close? Yeah, it is that close.
Yep. And then,
Who's our
I think
wonderful
we're going to
guest?
try and do like a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 with a bunch of us.
Yeah.
And then we
Good
have Lord
guess.
of the Wolves.
For the lulz will be Asriel, Donnie, and I've got a bunch of fun questions lined up, and I'm still coming up with more. So I think it'll be a great session.
I'm excited.
Nice.
Last week, we picked up still fighting Saphir, the Grand Alchemist, disillusioned alchemy master of the Hashashin. I got it right that time. Yay. So he was a baddie. Threw down some legendary actions, some legendary resistances. Some people were getting punched around a bit. It was pretty fun. He still died. We looted his corpse, got a cool lantern, got a cool dagger. There was a trap, but we have a nice DM, so we avoided any trap consequences. Then we went back. Well, some people have some lingering psychological dream hallucinations, night terrors, nightmares, a little lingering magic going on from that. We went back to the city where people are going fucking psycho and raiding houses and burning things down, and some people got angry. Other people stopped the angry people from doing things that the whole party would regret. Then we went and saw everybody's favorite wizard, Ibn Sina. Gave him what we had. He said that we stopped the spread by artificial means, but that it would still spread on its own, and hopefully he can work on a cure given the information that we have. Then we used the lantern we got with some blood from Saphir, saw a cool vision, learned that he was disillusioned with the assassins, and made the Chrysalis of Dreams to wipe out everybody so the assassins would have nobody to kill. Turns out he had a real terrible childhood. Not sure what made him go psycho, except that he met some man named in a prison that the assassins were holding. And then we took a long rest, and somebody found a fire. And then while we were fighting the fire, Derek was like, I'm gonna chase off after somebody in the morning without anybody knowing where I'm going. And that brings us to this episode.
Very nice. You can take your inspiration. It should be on your sheet.
Good, because I used it right after our long rest.
All right. Other than that, let's bring you back to our scene.
Arian, you got to right click on where it says speaking in Arabic. Otherwise, we can't read it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I can read it because I took out common and put in Arabic.
So did I, but I can't read it.
How
Don't
do
worry
I
about it.
right
Just
click?
click off.
Just right click on it.
The right button on your mouse.
Oh, got it. No, it was where on the screen, you fucknut.
With that, as the rest of them are fighting the fire, let's follow our lovely friend who has gone slightly on a separate route. Let's go over to Derek, who is chasing down an alleyway. Are you trying to locate somebody?
I want to see if I can find the guy that we threatened when we came across the mob that killed the one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The commoner. So,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going about doing this, is my question for you. Are you going back to where you met him and then tracking
I'd say
him?
probably I'd start there and head off in the direction that he ran away.
Mhm.
And I think for the most part, just to begin with, it's mostly looking to see if I recognize anyone that was there. Just kind of like tracking them through the city, maybe.
Okay. You can give me either survival or perception. Given that quite a number of time has passed, like quite a lot of time has passed, the DC is fairly high.
And I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. You are exhausted.
16.
16. You make some good progress. You find tracks that have lasted as you follow him throughout the city where the corpse of the rich merchant was hanging now has been dealt with. You track down clearly where a large group moved, but as you come to a busy intersection, you lose track of where they went among just the crowd that has passed by since that time. So you lose that particular scent, as it were.
Okay. And like moving through the city, I don't see anyone that I saw at that time either.
From your percentage die, I'll say 20 and under, there's a chance.
That's a fucking 1.
As you sort of stumble through, like you're moving through the city, you've lost the scent, you're just kind of wandering aimlessly for a little bit. As you perhaps think about heading back towards the group and giving up your search. Right at the corner of your eye, there's a familiar silhouette. And as you just do a double take, you realize it is that exact same guy that seems to be walking around. What do you want to do?
What? This is like early in the morning, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
It is. Where's my simple calendar? Non-existent. Okay, we'll say it is like crack of dawn, 6:30 in the morning.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm basically just gonna follow him, and this I kind of plan for it to take the entire day. I'm just gonna shadow him through his entire day, essentially, until I find out where he lives.
Interesting. Okay. Do you want to roll me a couple of stealth checks? I'll say give me 2 or 3. If you intend to stick, we'll see what you pick up. You can do stealth, you can do perception as well. For one of those.
Both wind up being about the same, I think. No, stealth is slightly better, so we'll just stick with that.
With a 17 on your stealth check, you are able to keep track of him as he moves through the early morning crowd. You see he heads towards the bazaar a little bit. He's going some basic shopping. You see him picking up this and that. He does seem to be spending money that you figure might have come from the person that they robbed. But he's buying what looks like essentials, clothes for everyday use, groceries and such, before he heads further north. Roll me another check. This takes you a couple hours. I'd say it reaches about 8 a.m.
With a 10.
Mm.
I don't like that. Let's do that with inspiration.
So early, okay.
A 23.
Right. With a 23, for a second, you see he sort of stops in the middle of the street and turns around, and there is what looks like not a good hiding spot, but you're able to just sort of pull your familiar knowledge and just sort of adjust your body language and such that you just look like a casual person who's walking by, completely slip under his radar, and he doesn't even notice. He sort of turns back to what he was doing. You see he heads... Find a map. Let me view the map. Alright. After he leaves the bazaar, you see he sort of heads in a north direction, so he goes sort of over here a little bit, and then he sort of takes a roundabout way, and he heads down south towards this road, which I'm going to reveal to you. If I can. I don't think I can. Alright. Downside of just upgrading. But he leads you into what looks like a quieter sort of alley. Not a small one, quieter sort of like road. And there's plenty of like curtains, and there's a sweet smell of incense in the air. And it looks like a lot of the people that are moving about here are either hungover this early, or they're stumbling, leaving places, and you kind of get a familiar vibe because you're fairly perceptive. This place seems to be like how do I put this properly? It seems this area is collectively known as the Silent Den. You see sort of signage around, and it's a place of taboo, forbidden desires, etc. The people here sort of keep their eyes down. They don't look at each other much. They just sort of do what they need to do, and they leave, and they don't ask too many questions.
And this is like, you can come in from both ends of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how much you pay.
You do see him
So-
sort of slip into one of these establishments.
Okay. So when he goes into one of the establishments, like, is there... This is still like middle of the day.
It's fairly early. It's like 8, 9 a.m.
I know. Is there... Well, the building, like, across the way, is there, like, a window I can watch through? What's across... What would be the establishment that's across from the one that he went into?
Roll me a d4. Across from it,
4.
it seems like a little bit of like a motel sort of thing where you could probably get a cheap room. Plenty of people that are transient in that area, short-term stays. There is one very nicely placed window that would give you a good vantage point to watch whoever comes and leaves the building that he entered.
And would the entrance or, like, lobby to this place kind of give a view of the door that he went in through?
Fairly
Okay.
decent if you can get a good seat.
So I'll go in there and keep an eye out the front, and if approached, I'll just kind of hand off 2 gold and just say I'm just taking a breather. Kind of just lean up
There's
against
a
the
nice
wall.
little like tea or coffee area that seems to be working. Whoever wakes up seem to be serving like breakfast and refreshments and stuff that you can grab a seat at.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mark off your gold and give me one more check. Depending on what you roll, I'll tell you exactly what happens. Or what kind of information you find out.
It's a 7.
Give me a clue as to what you're trying to perceive.
Mostly that I know this likely wouldn't be a place that he's living. I'm just waiting for him to come back out and eventually work his way back to his house.
With your 7 perception check, you do watch for quite a while. But there is a moment in which you have to look away because somebody comes to take your order, and I'm going to explain the narrative. Your character doesn't see this, but it is like that, exactly at that moment where he sort of slips out. You see all of the goods that he's been carrying. The audience sees he's no longer carrying any of them. He just sort of gives a lingering glance back at the establishment that he exited from before continuing on his way. Derek turns around after speaking and placing your order for a new coffee or whatever, and keep watch. Several hours pass. Nothing.
Okay.
You begin to get the sense that you might have lost him.
At that point, I'll go across and see if anyone recalls him coming in.
Okay. Time is about 11 a.m. There is a lovely lady with perfect makeup and looks like very richly dressed waiting at the counter, and she says, "Hello, What can I do for you?
Yes, I'm looking for someone. Was told that he was in here earlier, and I'll go through and kind of describe what he looks like. I was wondering if you might know where I could find him.
I'm afraid we don't disclose the comings and goings of our customers. We are a place of secrecy, to some degree.
And that I understand too well.
Is there anything
Well,
else I can help you with?
what if I put down 50 gold?
Well, for that kind of services, you may come this way. She sort of leads you, if you follow past like a beaded curtain, to a small sort of sitting area. More secluded, and you notice kind of soundproofed as well. But there's more of like tables and booths where she sort of leads you to one of them and she says, if you seek information, I suppose.
Yes. You know who I'm talking about, clearly. The only thing I would like to know are two very simple things. I would like a name, and I'd like to know where he lives.
I would ask only one question in return. He is a fairly loyal customer. Why do you seek this information?
I've spoken with him in the past, just in passing, and there's a matter that I'm looking into that I think he will have information on. That will be to the betterment of the city.
Betterment of the city? Do you have someone who vouches for your high standing? Are you working for the governor? Local military? Or are you just a vigilante?
I work with the governor.
Very well. For 50 gold, I can tell you this. His name is Abdul Khalik Al-Sawaya. He has a house, if you can call it that. Somewhere in the northwestern part of the city. She gives you like a more accurate location type in for you. Although I do not understand why you have such interest in this man, for security or not. Has he done something illicit, illegal?
I don't believe so, but I have a feeling he might know people that have. And honestly, I would like to avoid any harm coming to him, either physically or put him in trouble with the law.
Preventative measures.
You could say that, yes.
I would appreciate you keeping him out of trouble. One of our girls here is related to him in a manner. Here is his address. She will slide over a scrap of paper which she wrote on. And then with the same gesture, she sort of picks up the gold that you put in front of her.
So much money.
You offered straight up 50 gold off the bat.
Yeah,
That's on you.
I knew what I was doing. Okay.
I hope so.
And so this is like almost like an exact address.
Yeah, there's like a street and what the house looks like, kind of.
Okay. Well, thank you for her time, and head to the location. Just kind of take a look around. Kind of like scout out the area, look for any how many entrances to the house, what kind of sightlines are around, if there are any areas that I can stick to the shadows.
Around his house, you mean?
Yeah, because I'm assuming that he's still doing like work throughout the city. So I just want to kind of keep an eye on and where I can stay out of the way and not be detected until I'm sure he's alone.
Okie dokie. Your choice. What do you want to roll for that? As I drag your token out.
Would that be more investigation, do you think?
To find a good spot, I would think so, yes. Ooh,
19.
good spot. You managed to find a fairly perfect spot. There's certain tents put up. You are among what looks like a lot of houses that have been reduced to rubble in whatever sort of attack might have happened upon the city. And it offers lots of nooks and crannies for you to be unseen while watching someone. And you do notice movement within the house, and there is a figure moving around within what looks like a kitchen sort of area, and you do notice it is your target. Abdul is inside there.
Okay, and this is still like the middle of the day?
It is closer to the afternoon.
Okay.
Just about 11, 12.
And just the one entrance into the house?
There is one, like, wooden door that's slightly sort of tilted. It looks like not the best kind of house. It's seen some damage. It isn't the most secure of places, but he seems to be making do with what he has.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep to where I am, with the decent enough sideline so I'll know that when he's in there. But I want to wait until nightfall.
Okie dokie. As we wait for you, let's head over to the rest of the party, where you guys have just finished your firefighting duties.
Did we
And
see Derek go off on his own? I know I
You-
didn't because I was just walking.
as far as I remember, the group of you were busy fighting the fire, not so much being perceptive.
Oh right, this was outside. Never mind. Never mind. My brain is.
No
And I
worries.
think when I said that I was like taking off, I was waiting for you all to be distracted and then just kind of slipping out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have fighting the fire. Right.
Let's fix this music, I think.
Has anyone
Alright.
seen Derek?
No, I've been too busy organizing a chain.
So the fire's out by this point, right?
All that's left is smoldering wood. Half of the house.
Nicomund won't even look up at the mention of Derek and just start looking at the books and scrolls. Do I recognize any? What are some of the titles on the books?
Give me, I want to say, just a general intelligence check from you, please.
13.
Interesting. All right. With a 13, as you sort of flip through whatever scraps of paper and or books you've managed to collect, you do notice that a lot of these appear to be related in some way, shape, or form to magic, to the Gaib. Sort of research, there's like theories that are explained. A lot of it is, I want to say, there's one that's like a bestiary, there's one like a book about curses, there's one about like theoretical applications of magic.
Nicomund, knowing that magic books are forbidden, kind of put them away just so they're not out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll find the old lady he saved. And he'll kind of take her aside and say, "Are you okay? Are you better now?"
You see the lady sort of turns to you and she says, "You may call me Hafiza, that is my name." And yes, I think so. There's a bit of smoke in my lungs, but nothing that killed me.
Lean in real close and go, "Are you a wizard?"
Am I a... No. You're talking about the scrolls, yes?
And
I am
the book?
simply an old woman who helps people. My husband, he was a librarian. He liked to copy books and he kept them all. That, I assume, belonged to him. I never got the chance to get rid of them. I suppose the fire helped with that.
Well, no, I got all of them, or as much as I could gather. So you don't actually know what's in the books?
I am not inclined to the ways of the arcane. I prefer practical. I heal people. Salves, tonics, bandages.
So you're just gonna get rid of the books?
I was just going to keep them, but now I no longer even have a full house. I don't know. I don't know what to do. You can take them if you like.
Sure.
As
I mean,
payment.
oh, okay. Well, they look really interesting. I'll take them.
How much of her house is left?
There is, I would say, the fire sort of didn't really burn too much of the stone walls, but the roof, half of it is fully, like, unusable. A lot of the furniture, and especially half of the house, burnt, charred, and definitely unlivable. The entire house is unlivable for at least several days or weeks because of the smell, chances of embers catching fire again, etc.
Can
Alright,
I
well,
look to see where the sorry.
go for it.
Go for it.
I just want to see if I can figure out where the fire started and how it started.
You can give me perception or investigation, your choice. As you roll that, Nicomund, what were you going to say?
Nicomund will say to the lady, Fiza, I don't have much, but here's 20 gold. I hope it helps to build your house again.
20 gold piece.
Again, like I don't have much, and I think we're moving on soon, but I hope it helps.
You see, she just sort of starts to tear up. She says, "You're a most generous stranger. Please take any books that you wish. I cannot thank you enough. This will... Thank you."
And here's a little toy, a little something I've carved about always persevering through everything. And I'm going to give her one of the Eshraf wood statues that I carved.
A turtle. I do like them. I will treasure this. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Blessed be your journey.
I rolled a
Okay,
19 on perception.
All right. You
Also,
are sort of.
Nicomund has been working on that word carving a lot. Does he get to level up?
Yes, he does. I was gonna get to that right after this.
Okay. Just want to make
remind me
sure.
after. I promise. With your 19 perception, as you're sort of investigating and trying to pick up clues and such, let's see what you pick up. One thing that catches your eye is that aside from the books and papers that Nicomund managed to rescue, as you're looking through parts that were burnt, there are shelves. There's like an entire bookcase which is stuffed, with scrolls, papers, books. A lot of it is charred. But there's like an entire section where it's empty. And the charring sort of taken over after that, as if whatever was in there, if there was anything, was removed before the fire.
Hafiza?
Yes, dear.
What was here?
More of his books. It was a. Let me think. It was something. That was his rituals shelf. Remember, most of those books he was technically not allowed to have, but yes.
And
Rituals.
Did you remove them, or did they? Did somebody take them?
Strange. I didn't even notice they were gone. I certainly didn't touch them, but I did have many people coming and going from my house. I heal them, the sick, stay with those who might need a hand in death.
Who are like the last people?
There was a few people without houses, the houseless, and there was this soldier who was not doing too well financially, and he had a rather terrible limp that I tried to help. Why is that relevant, though?
Because this section, whatever was here was taken before it burned. So I'm interested to find out who would have taken your stuff.
A theft? Most of these books are useless to me, but you're welcome to try and follow it, I guess.
Soldier with a limp, huh?
Mm-hmm. He had a symbol on him. It was what was it? It resembled something like the governor's symbol, but slightly different. I don't know much beyond that.
Did it look like a cross? Like a Templar?
A cross? No. The governor's symbol, the governor of the city. He has his sigil, his emblem. This was something similar but different. How do I say this? It was like a banner of blue and a blue crescent, but around it there were many clouds of such and some lightning marks. From what she says, the blue banner with the crescent sort of reminiscent of the banners that you've seen flying around Samarkand. But the clouds and the lightning, not so much. Fenric, what you doing?
Yeah. I think during this, after the fire, Fenric is kind of just off in a corner by himself for a bit, just staring at the smoke rising, the burn remnants, and kind of mechanical look on his face. As he's just looking off in the distance, the 1,000-yard stare, as he's clearly thinking about something else at the moment, and he's not paying attention to anything going on around him at the moment.
I want to say, give me just perception at disadvantage because you're distracted, just to see if you pick up something.
Perception is great anyway. A whopping 8.
8. Okay. Your mind is sort of focused with images of people setting houses ablaze with torches, as had happened in your village back at the Delta. And as you look around, there doesn't seem to be any, like, usually when you throw a torch to light a place, you throw it from a distance and you leave the torch behind. It doesn't seem to be the case here. You don't, at least as far as you can see, you don't see any sign of a torch being used to set fire to the house.
Interesting. But I think he would kind of take notice of it, file it away, because he's, yeah, like I said, he's still stuck in his head. There's walking through the flames and everything is very much set off a, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's
Like a flashback for him, sort of
yeah.
stuck in that moment. Got it.
Yeah, like I don't think he's really noticed the small burn that he's taken from the falling debris, and like I said, he's just kind of standing there thinking.
All right. As you ponder what to do, let's do your little level up Nicomund for your woodcutter. Not woodcutters. What was it?
Tinker.
Carver,
Tinker.
tinker.
So you would get either access to one more of the level 1 items if you wish. Let's see how many you have. No.
I've only got one.
So you can pick up something else that strikes your fancy.
Substance detection. Some things can't be fixed, but that doesn't mean there isn't value to be found and stripped out. You've gotten very good at seeing what the constituent parts make up an object. You can spend your action and immediately understand what an object is made of. But if something's concealed, then I got to make an intelligence check on it. And additionally, I know if an object is broken the moment I touch it.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
You picked up substance detection.
He is a bomb sniffer or a drug sniffer?
He just has, like, senses for things. I can words, I promise.
Oh, that's cool. It's already a feature.
Yep, I've dragged it onto your thing. Nicomund, as you're just sort of walking away from having given your... How do I say this? Having given your little carving of Eshrif, you sort of walk away a little bit and you find a certain residue on one of the corners of the outside wall where it looks like the fire may have started, the most badly burnt area. Strange.
Nicomund will go up to it and kind of touch it and bring it up to his nose, see if he can figure out what it is.
I'm gonna say you can use a little bit of your substance detection or whatever to get you some advantage. It is part of you realize an arcane component. You know this because you've been studying with Puff Puff about magic, and you do know this particular powder is used as like a component in certain fire spells. And it seems to be made up of that, which is extremely strange.
Now, was I in the room when Ariane was talking to Hafiza about the last people she saw?
Do you want to be?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up, grab Ariane, and just take her aside and just say, someone magically burned this building.
I mean,
The junk's still in my hand, I'm gonna say. This is how it was lit. It was magic.
okay. I mean, that does make sense if they were after the ritual books. So then, I mean, I heard she told us about the soldier, but a soldier generally isn't like super magic-y, unless they're hiding the fact that they're magic-y in that they're soldier, and limping is not a good soldier thing. And what is with that symbol?
Well, don't we know someone that had a limp?
Did we?
As I look over my notes. Thought we did.
Was it the healer dude?
You did? Which
Mhm.
one?
Yep. There was. Crap. I remember there being a guy with a limp.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I am not a good note taker.
I take a lot of
Was
notes,
it the
but I
old?
don't know
Was
what they
it the
mean.
old guy we? Was it
Right.
the old guy we talked to at the bath?
No, he
I
was
don't
a
remember if he had a
Templar.
limp or not.
That was Richard Banner. He was a Templar.
I mean,
Well,
it
a
is a
Templar
word, so
would be a
plenty of people would
soldier.
miss. Maybe it is Richard Bennett.
Was
Well,
it?
I don't know. How do you find out?
Can I
The world
do,
is your oyster.
Can I do an intelligence check to see if I know who this person is that he's talking about, the limp?
Sure.
Because
You can try and
I do not.
Well, yeah. Fenric is off in La La Land, so I
Oh
won't
my
be
God.
contributing this anymore.
I got an 18.
do.
Nice.
Okay. You sort of start to think about where this could lead, and you ask Hafiza a little bit more questions describing the soldier, what kind of injury he had, how old did he look, etc., etc. And you realize it does not match with Richard Bennett, the guy that you met at the Bats previously on one of the missions to follow that led to you fighting the angelic being thing.
Does it
You realize
describe anybody
it
that I
doesn't
think
match
I've
up.
met?
Doesn't ring a particular bell, but what you are able to piece together is that if this symbol is resembling the governor's, it could be someone close to him, it could be someone working under him, but important enough that they have their own emblem that they use. They could have employed mercenaries, have employed soldiers. That would explain why the soldier is carrying their symbol.
Okay. I will relay this to Nicomund. And I will also say, do we really need to know the end result of this? Because I kind of want to get to Murph.
From a clue I got reading all those books at Dunyazad, I kind of hinted that the answer was here, was in here, and I'm reading these books that Hafiza gave me I think I can understand them slowly. But I get the impression that the important books walked away. That could be the clue we need. Because we were looking for information on the butterflies, which are from a different plane. I have no idea about other planes.
Right. So you think that the books that went missing are what we need to fix this plague?
Maybe not fix, but more information.
Okay. Well, shit. Because it's probably someone really important. Yay.
Well, we can ask Derek if he can help. Derek?
He's gone walking, and he has not returned. And he could take care of himself. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but he could talk us into the governor's mansion.
Yes, he could. I mean, I could try, but I'm not the greatest at this.
I could talk us in, but he would have been best.
Yeah.
Hakeem, is Hakeem here? What do you think of the information we found so far? We think we found.
I don't know. There's a lot to take in, and I like to think on things before coming up with hypothesis. I think you're right, though. Oh wow, that changed.
It's fine. It's good. It's his accent. Just roll with it.
These books were taken for a reason.
Well, should we go to the governor's mansion, see if he knows the guy?
We'll have to be really careful. We'll have to be really careful.
What was the other group of cognate that we ran into when we were trying to hide Saphir? Or not Saphir, Sahar.
The other group of cognate people?
Yeah,
Meaning...
there was the lady that was tracking her that had a group of...
They're from the Chandlers.
No, when
was from the Chandlers? She was one of the step raiders. Let me find it for you.
Yeah. That was before I started this note document. No notebook that I lost.
It was a step raider named Aiguzel.
Do I remember, did any of her soldiers walk with a limp? Because there were a couple of them, right? And there was one in particular that we talked to.
Yep. His name was Timur.
Timur, yeah. Did he have a limp? He was the one that we met in the bazaar, right?
None that sort of struck to you from what you recall. They seemed fighting fit. And as you recall, they were planning to leave the city quite soon for their own sort of hunting, etc.
Yeah, they had that hunting ritual thing. Not ritual, but like tradition.
Tradition.
That's right.
All right, well, I think we should grab Fenric and go to the governor's mansion. See where it gets us.
Sounds
Fenric?
good.
Fenric?
I'll kind of blink real quick and just kind of like snap back into focus or reality.
I will try and say this quietly so nobody else can hear. But Fenric, if you would like, you can ride behind me on Shirun, and then you can like bury your head in my quiver when you get in an uncomfortable location. So you don't have to see it.
I see that you are perceptive.
Sometimes.
So to be fair, I guess I am very not sneaky.
Well, I mean, sometimes I am perceptive. Sometimes not. But sometimes I am.
No,
It means a lot to have the people you are with take care of you. That's what tribes do. We're not that we're tribes. We're not tribe together, but you're as close to a tribe as I'm gonna get out here.
yes, all these fires around the city, the burning of people's homes, it strikes a chord, shall we say. Memories that I
Understand.
don't remember of fondly.
I understand. Well, my quiver's there if you need it.
I appreciate the gesture. I may take you up on it. Riding behind you on Shirun will give me a good distraction, something I can think of something else.
My question is, where are you heading?
I think the plan is to go to the governor's house
Let's head
without
to the
our
governor's
party
mansion.
face. Our talkie talk is not
Very
going to
well.
come and talk.
It is now fairly smack in the middle of the afternoon, given
Okay.
like 12, where Derek has just settled in to watch this guy for hours on end, and the rest of you head towards the Citadel.
So before we go in there,
Mm-hmm.
how are we going to approach this? Because
I don't know. I
Do
assume
we
the
just-
rest of you fill me in on what's going on.
yeah,
And then I don't know, because I'm decent at talking with people, but this is a sensitive matter, sensitive question. No, sensitive person to be asking questions of, and we don't know any answers at the moment, any details other than it was said.
Well, I think we should tell the truth. Tell them what we've done, what we've discovered, what we're still working on.
yeah. I mean, so yes, but also the symbol indicates that
then-
it's somebody close to the governor, or
Or
something.
it could be somebody using his symbolage to have power or access they may not otherwise have. Could be false.
Right. So we're gonna go up to the guards and say, "Hello, we are. Well, you know who we are. We would like to talk to the governor, please."
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I think it's the best plan. I mean, either we find out he works for him and he helps us solve this, or he doesn't work for him and he doesn't help us solve this, or he does work for him but he doesn't help us solve it. And I think it clarifies the situation.
That
In any case, we could at least give him an update on what is going on with the what we know about the moths, the lullabies, as it were.
right. Okay. Well, I head up to the guards.
I'll walk up with her and kind of like there's a bit of hesitation at first, but it's like, ah, crap, I'm just gonna go through with this, and then follows her.
Yeah. Like, I probably tie up Shirun wherever. Like, there'd probably be like is there like a hitching rail somewhere or a tree?
Easily. Yeah.
Okay, so I tie up Shirun. Out of the guards that are standing there, are any of them the ones that we have previously talked to?
the one that Derek usually talks to isn't there, but you do notice there was one other guard that usually accompanied him, and he does appear to be standing there on duty. And when you appear, he sort of gives you a nod of recognition.
Hello. You know who I am, right? We usually have the talkie man, but he's not with us at the moment. I was wondering if we could talk to the governor. We have some information for him about the plague, and I thought perhaps he would like to hear it.
I'm sorry, the governor at the moment is busy, and if you listen real closely, you hear raised voices sort of coming from within the building. There's a family matter he's attending to.
Family matter.
Is someone
Okay.
sick?
Well, no, I don't think so. I didn't ask. It's just him and his daughter. They're arguing again. They do that.
I understand that.
Would you...
Well, then perhaps you could help me with something else. One, can you let him know when he is no longer arguing with his daughter or busy, that we have some information for him and he could find us at Danneskjold? I think we're supposed to tell you? Possibly? I'm not sure. But, and I proceed to describe the person with the limp. Do you know who this person is?
Actually, that is kind of familiar. It might be one of the... It's one of the guards of Lady Odsernai. He recently had a little accident. And he has the exact same hair. Odsernai.
Odsernai?
You haven't heard the name before. Unless anybody wants to roll a history check.
I mean, I'll roll.
It up.
Sure. Just for, craps and giggles, because it's not like I'm good at this.
You never know.
My god, my freaking rolls are on fire tonight.
Nice.
19.
Let's go, girl, let's go.
Okay. And I'm just here to karmically balance you out.
I mean, if she is any kind of cognate, it makes sense that I might actually know something.
Even Hakeem.
Yeah, solid roll, Hakeem. Yeah.
Hakeem rolled a 19 for anybody that's wondering.
Yep. The moment the guard mentioned Odsernai, Hakeem, you remember somebody you saw when you first went to talk to the governor, standing behind him, his daughter. And it suddenly clicks. She had the exact same symbol on her clothing. And right at that, you recognize Odsernai is the governor's daughter. Let me give you some more information.
And the guard is one of hers.
It seems that way.
Okay. So, most likely, she stole the ritual books. Well, had them stolen. Do you know, is the guard around? Or has he talked to Odsernai? And
the guard, let me think. I think they went on lunch break not long ago, actually. I don't know where they went, but some of her guards are still with her.
The one with the limp?
No, I think he went for lunch. Actually, he was supposed to visit a doctor or something at some point.
So he was supposed to go for lunch and then go visit the doctor, or go visit the doctor and then go for lunch?
Probably the doctor first. Injuries are not something treated lightly. Especially he is guarding somebody important.
So he is not here right now?
No.
Okay. And you don't know where he would be?
It's a big city, my lady. Do you want me to give him a message when he returns, or?
We should wait here, either to speak to the governor when he's available, or to see this guard when he comes back.
Yep, we could do that. Do you know where this guard lives?
It's in the barracks in the Citadel.
Oh,
With all the...
that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm sorry, I'm not used to being in a city. I didn't.
It's strange, isn't it? I kind of miss the plains.
Right? Tents.
So many.
Like, what is wrong with tents?
God.
They're way cooler. Like, they're not as hot as a building.
Yeah. I feel so trapped in here.
Okay, at least it's not just me, because I keep trying to convince these people to, we're gonna, like, go somewhere, and we're stuck here. And I hate it.
We are people of the winds. We're meant to travel.
Exactly. You get me. I'm gonna proceed to have a nice conversation with the dude while we wait for this guard. Or the governor to be done arguing.
Perfect. As for anybody else, is there anything you want to do?
Not in particular off the top of my head.
I'm surprised that didn't go worse than I thought it would.
In the meantime.
Well, Nicomund's going to take out a piece of wood from that he took from even Sina, and he's going to start carving a whole bunch of little butterflies.
Okay.
Just kind of little tiny butterflies, that's all.
Give me a little woodcarver's tools check. Just to see how well it goes.
Oh, nice.
It's 21.
You're getting the hang of it. This is good wood to work with. And they take shape quite easily. As it is hitting about 1 p.m., I'm going to head back over to Mr. Derek over there.
Mr. Split the party.
Mr. Split the party.
I didn't split the party.
It's
I
getting-
just split off on my own. There's a difference.
It's starting to get a little bit warm. There's a little bit of sweat trickling down as you're just sort of seated and waiting. You notice he hasn't left the house. He's just sort of inside there.
Just keeping an eye. He's waiting for nightfall. Darkness
Okay.
is the most important thing for him right now.
Gotcha. Alrighty. As the rest of you sort of wait for a little bit of time, there
Oh, did we get the
is-
name of the guard?
Not the second one, though.
You would.
Like the one that we're looking for.
Okay.
Oh, the name of the guard you're looking for?
I would know this guy's name because I would have asked, but
Give me a second. As the DM loads. You find out his name is Aruchi. Let me get spelling right. Aruchi. Limping guard. There you go. Alright,
Thank
as
you
you guys
kindly.
settle in for a little bit and you talk to the other guards standing watch, there is a bit of an argument that you hear. If anybody wants to sort of listen in, you're welcome to try. But
I'm going
otherwise,
to. Yeah.
go ahead, roll perception.
I'm too engrossed in my conversation with an
these-
8.
Yeah, all of these terrible things I am not good at.
15 for Nicomund.
18 for Hakim.
Okay, as for the other two, Fenric and Aryun, you're sort of more caught up in the conversation and reminiscing about being, like, just having wanderlust with this guard.
And giving like stories.
I'm just the third wheel stuck watching the two without being able to find a good place to leave the conversation.
As Nicomund and Hakim, you're able to pick up inside. At some point, it gets a little bit louder, but you're able to piece together that the two of them, Governor Kaidu and his niece, Odsernai, niece, sorry, not daughter, seem to be discussing.
She's not the daughter.
Yeah, sorry, she's the niece. They seem to be discussing something regarding the plague and about like methods on stopping it. So you see Governor Kaidu has certain methods, and you see Odsernai is kind of butting heads with him on the best way to deal with that. And it seems to be getting rather heated before she eventually sort of storms out.
I remember right with above table. When we were talking to him and she was present, she perked up and started listening when we started talking about investigating the plague.
Yes.
And he was more, it is what it is. It's a plague. They're not my people. I'm just here to rule.
Trying to keep
the
Yeah,
peace.
he was just trying to keep the status quo.
Oh, she's old.
Okay, wow. Just be stressed with sun exposure. Jesus Christ.
Older. She's older than I
She's-
am.
Fairly old, yes.
That was great. Oh, she's old.
God, so
She's not old. She's weathered.
I was picturing somebody that was like 20, okay?
Seasoned.
Well, to be fair, the governor is also fairly old.
I mean, it makes
She's
more
got
sense
that-
now that she's a niece and not the daughter.
Yeah.
Because I had him pictured at like 40, which then put her at like between 16 and 25. That's a really big gap.
If I
So-
sent you a picture of Kaidu, but yes.
Did we pick up the way what they were arguing about specifically? Like the governor was saying, just let it go, and then Odsernai was saying we've got to fight this.
She was going for a more approach of gathering up sick people and like more finding a cure and using some of her arcane knowledge, because as she comes out, you see she clearly looks. She has the looks of her about like a shaman. She has her staff with her and the way she dresses and just the air about her.
If that's the case, and Hakim and I hear that, when she comes out, I'm going to try and wave and try and get her attention.
You see as she sort of clearly agitated, sort of gives you a look, takes a breath, and she says, coming over to you guys, who are you to wave down? Me.
Well, we heard a little bit of that argument. We were either waiting for the governor or we think one of your soldiers. We were at a house. We think he took a book that might have a clue
Books?
about curing some books that might have a clue about curing this plague.
And you think my guard stole this book?
Stole might be a little bit much, but we think he has him now.
And
He
your
was-
proof of this?
No proof. We're investigating the plague, and we're this is where the lead goes. We're not accusing you of anything, or the guard. We heard a little bit of the argument, and we're working to cure the plague as well.
You are.
Yes. We're working with, and I'll lean in real close. Haven't seen her.
Not that quack.
You know, it's funny. He says the same thing about every other doctor in this place.
Different methods.
You should see the guy summoning demons.
I've heard of him. So So you think my guard took books that could be helpful to you for curing the plague? You have a healer amongst you.
Not so much well, we're working on the cure, helping to work on the cure. We've got a lead that something in those books might have an answer. We have information about the plague, about its causes, about its current causes, and what started it.
We also have stopped any new formations that are outside of the natural progression of a plague within people. The magicalness of it.
Well,
Yeah,
it won't be growing as exponentially as it has been anymore. As far as it keeping spreading, it might still do that, but it won't be at a growing pace.
There's going to be no more new starting points. It'll just be continual spread, if that makes sense.
You are certain of this?
Reasonably certain.
About
Is
like 90%.
Is there some place we can talk that we're not standing right in this gateway?
Somewhere
Come to my
not
office.
quite in the open.
Okay.
She sort of briskly leads you to her a room where she has a desk and such.
Just for giggles, do I happen to see anything about her, since she is definitely that like shaman-y type person?
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to spot? Like whether she has magic or?
I mean, I figure that she might have magic, but if there's like some sort of like anything like magical like flowing to her, like attracted to her, or if there's any of the moths around, if they're maybe trying to float to her, since she has magic, since we still don't know what really draws them to people.
Mm-hmm. From what you notice, there is a sort of chill about her, like the magic around her, if you could describe it to your senses, is almost like cold. Like a cold breeze, like icy breeze around her. Very stern, very powerful, but restrained.
So alright, so she's got like the aura of like a glacier.
Something like that.
Is kind of what I'm imagining. Okay.
Because she's old.
Nicomund would like to do
Sorry.
an insight check just to see if she's like panicking, like, oh no, the Scooby Gang caught me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll it.
One day she was a little ice cube. Now a great glacier.
That is a 15 insight.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nah.
Hang on.
I don't think I'd be trying to.
Hakeem is on his way with a 24.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bother to try. I'm just gonna keep rolling under a 10 anyway.
Okay. As she sort of talks to you initially and leads you to her office. Nicomund, you don't see anything off about her. Everything she says is at face value. Nicomund, there's something about her that just pricks. There's something you're not getting, but you're not sure what it is. Hakeem, you notice behind her calm and cool and controlled facade that the moment you mentioned her soldier and books, that she sort of tensed up. You were good at reading body language. You see she almost went into like battle posture, and the way her eyes are tracking, she's looking who's around, who's watching, and her grip on her staff is fairly tight. She's on edge.
She's gonna take us to her room and spank our bottoms.
Damn it, Emperor.
Sorry.
Well, since you asked for it. You enter her office, And it's just sort of sparse. Tell me, what have you learned so far that has led you to this path? And where do you wish to go, and how exactly it is you want my help?
Well, from talking to the guards at the front gate, the books are headed back here soon to you. And we'd like to investigate the books, see what we can learn from them. As for the plague, what we've picked up so far is that it was a trial run in this city to experiment with an assassination plot in Merv.
Using magic.
Using magic, using magical plagues.
A plague as a method of assassination, that's...
Messy.
Messy would not be an assassination at that point. It would be... A plague
Genocide.
is chaos. A plague is chaos. Assassinations are meant to be terrifying, yes, but pointed like a dagger. It makes no sense.
We don't know what the exact reason behind it is, but
Or the
if you
exact
want
target.
chaos, kill a lot of important people. Then everybody starts screaming and running.
Now, the alchemist released the plague through 3 magical boxes in this city. And his name was Mansur al-Yaman, Saphir, also called. And we've defeated him, we've killed him. There's no new boxes, no new plague, but the old plague is still going to spread. Not quite as fast, but...
To be fair, it wasn't the boxes spreading things per se. It was magical mods called lullabies. We don't know why they're attracted to certain people, but when they group up, a few of them land on and interact with a person, they do something to them that takes away their I lost the word. It's something their dreams, their
Vanity? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
and,
So you have stopped the production of more of these lullabies that spread the plague, but the current one is still running rampant.
yes,
Yes, as
and
far as we understand.
there are a fair number of them.
How does she react to this information? Like, non-verbally? Does she seem happy that the plague is stopped? Or does she seem concerned?
She's more intrigued by the information that you're giving her, but she's also fairly skeptical because, as far as you can tell, she is looking towards you untrustingly. Very much in her body language. She's like, and right,
and then
right, okay.
Well, Nicomund is
Has
going to wipe his hands across his eyes, and he's going to do Sight of the Gaib right here in the room.
Okay.
And are there any moths or butterflies in here with us?
Not at the moment, but there's something else that sort of grabs your attention just for a second. It's a familiar, like, spiral of wind that just sort of curls around behind her, but it's strange. It's made of shadow, almost. There's a darkness to it. Like, imagine if a little spiral of wind was colored like ink.
Is it kind of a spiral wind like Puff had?
Similar. But not... I wouldn't say it's Puff, but there's something more intrinsically that just gives you a feeling of bad. Your instinct just screams, something ain't right. But you don't see any moths, butterflies, or other things beyond like her general aura of magic around her.
And then, do I happen to see any of that without? I'm not currently focusing on the site. I'm just using his general selfness.
With your magical eye, you are not able
because
to pick up.
Fenric's not used to having to do something extra to see all the extra fun bits around the world after the accident. So
Give me a perception.
Okay.
And as for the rest, is there anything you want to do, Hakeem? And or are you?
Yep. Everything under a 10 this session, it's a 9.
So we are
But
in her private office, right?
Mm-hmm.
I stand by the door and I'm listening very carefully to see if anything is approaching in the hallway. People approaching in the hallway or anything.
Whenever you entered and wherever she was walking, she was followed by 2 of her own guards.
Right.
Either at a distance, but when you entered the room, they sort of stood in front of the entrance.
Just making sure I don't hear more footsteps.
You roll me a perception check. Fenric, you try and focus, but just the general aura of this lady keeps drawing your eye again and again and kind of distracts you from seeing anything else.
19.
You do hear more boots on the floor outside.
Do they come and go?
Sounds like a group of people passing by. Some of them start talking to those in front.
Okay. If I wait while their conversation goes on, do those boots eventually fade away? Or do they stick around?
They seem to be hanging around the area.
Okay.
Not close, like right next to the door, but they're like talking, vibing around. As you're checking that, Oddsernai says, "This information, it is new to me. How about this? When my guard returns and I find these books, I contact you where it is that you are residing, or I send a message or you come back perhaps tomorrow. And I will give them to you. In the meantime, I have research I must do."
Okay, well, maybe we'll check back in a couple hours because we're going to be moving around trying to investigate this plague, see if we can get the cure.
I insight check her to see if she actually is going to contact / give us the books.
Go ahead and roll.
12.
12. Something that niggles at you with doubt. Just something. A hint of doubt. But
When do you
eventually
expect him back from his lunch?
I am not certain, but I shall let you know when I recover the books. Now please, there is much to be done.
All right, well, we'll go and we'll be out. Maybe we'll stop by in a few hours, see if he came back. So we're gonna be moving around.
You may certainly do as you please.
It has been pleasure speaking to you, Oddsernai. Do be careful. There are assassins.
I am protected.
I'd like to hold a hand out to shake her hand.
You see, she just sort of looks at it strangely, puts a hand to her heart and says, "It was nice to meet you as well."
Also, can I insight check when I say assassin or assassin?
Uh-huh.
To see if
what are you trying to pick up?
Familiar that there are assassins in the city? Or surprised?
I would say going off your fairly decent rolls, it's more of just, what are you talking about? kind of thing where she is not really familiar with what you're saying.
All right. Well,
All right.
Nicomund's going to lead the way out. So the guards don't jump us out the door, do they?
No. You
right.
see, they just sort of look you over as you leave.
Then Nicomund's going to head towards the governor's house.
Okay.
And if there's a guard out front, we'll say, we were here to see the governor, but we were delayed by the argument. But now that that's over, the guards at the front gate said we could go and speak with the governor.
The governor has actually retired. He is not feeling so well after his argument with his niece. But you could leave a message. We could send it to him.
He hasn't contracted the plague, has he?
Not as far as we know, but his niece will take care of him if there is anything.
Well, we have information on plague. We talked to him before the previous night about going out and figuring out what it was. We have information to talk to him about it.
I can take it down for you and bring him a message, but he will not be taking visitors at this time, I'm afraid.
I think this is very important stuff. I mean, it has to do with all the people dying in here.
I will bring the message. You have information, yes? Let me know. I will tell him.
Then I'll say, just tell him Nicomund, Hakim, Ariun, and Fenric stopped by to discuss the plague. We learned some things, but we need to learn more. We might stop by later to go over more or find out and go from there.
Okay. He sort of takes down the message, and you're fairly certain he will report it, etc.
All right, and Nicomund will lead us out past the gate.
Where are you headed now?
Just past the gate. I wouldn't get too far, but out of hearing of the guards, I'm going to come out and I'm going to say to the rest of the group, she had bad magic on her. Did you guys see that?
I did not, but I also don't believe she's going to tell us when her guard comes back.
She had bad magic, and then suddenly we can't go in and see the governor? Something's not right.
know. She is playing some sort of game, whether it is political or something else. But she has some designs of her own for this plague, I believe.
The gate where we go through, is it like an open gateway and there's just guards standing in front of it, or is it closed?
There are something that they can close barriers eventually.
And how high are the walls around the citadel?
You could probably jump it if you want. But it is broad afternoon daylight.
Leading everyone away, I'll say, I think we should stay here and waylay the guard. Something's wrong. We should get those books.
I agree.
Perhaps not right in front of the citadel, but...
well, yeah, but we gotta figure out some way.
We had people stationed here and here. Kind of sit on a bench. Keep an eye out.
But then how do we get in touch with each other, and how do we stop them?
Because we can see each other. It's not that far.
Yes, but the problem with that is that it's not very far from the other guards as well.
And we're saying this stuff away from the gate, out of hearing of them.
I am not
trying something like this right in front of the city, the citadel with full of more guards, as we try to waylay one of the other guards. Perhaps not a wise decision.
Right.
I do agree with trying to, recover these books for ourselves, but maybe a little
Okay.
bit further away at the least. Where was the house that burnt down compared to us?
So the one next to Dunyazad is this one. This one is one that you have seen before.
Okay,
And as far as you know, there might be some other locations, but you're not exactly sure where they are because you haven't found out.
So if the guy came from directly south, there's no reason why he shouldn't be here already.
Well, he went to lunch. Whoa.
That
Where
is a nice cover story, but
Well, it might be true. It might be he was going to the doctor anyway because he was injured. Maybe he's going to a different doctor. Or we could try
Maybe-
the saluting moon, see if he's there.
yes,
Or-
he
yeah.
went to lunch to go have a nice barbecue.
There's also the Mustakim Inn.
Are there any children around? Like in the streets, or kind of like homeless children, or just kids?
Yeah. One or two.
Just one or two? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Still leading. I'm gonna lead the party a little bit further south, for now. And I'm gonna wave the children over. Come over here. Come over here.
They sort of warily approach you. What?
I've got a mission for you. It's something you can do for me, and I'll give you a gift. Whether or not you're successful, would you be willing to do something for us?
What kind of gift?
And I'm going to take out 2 of my Eshref figurines. And I'll say, I'll give you each one of these. We're looking for someone. See if we can find him. You can have him right now. And you can go out, see if you can find the person we're looking for. Then if you find him, try and get back to us as quick as possible and tell us where you found him.
If you do come back to us, I'll give you a gold piece each. If you have the information we seek.
Okay. We have friends. Make it more than 1 gold piece.
Well, that's 2 gold pieces. There's 2 of you. Or is there 3 of them?
Got more friends. You want people to do the search, right?
All right, I'll take out 2 more turtles.
Mhm.
And I'll say, all right, every friend that goes on the mission gets a turtle. And I've enchanted these turtles so I know if you try and hoard them, I'll know. But the turtles are yours just for going on the mission. The money is if you're successful.
Who are you trying to find? Girlfriend?
Describe
No.
the soldier. Bonus points if you can discover if he has a sack of books, and if you can take the books from him and bring us the books. If you can get the books from him, I will give you 20 gold pieces.
You see their
Not
eyes sort of
each.
just go.
Not each. Total.
So, find guy, steal book. Where do we come back to tell you?
Dunyadzad.
Yes. If we're not at Dunyazad, drop the books off. We'll. It's mid-afternoon right now, right? DM?
Mhm. Yep.
We'll meet you at Dunyazad in the evening. And we'll go from there. Remember, money for information, more money for the books. But everyone gets a turtle anyway, as a thank you for going on this mission.
Turtle first.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
I
very
give
good deal.
them the 4 turtles, 2 for each. And remember, I'm gonna know if you keep them. Everyone that goes on the mission gets a turtle.
They pet the turtles. the older one sort of spits into his hand. It's a deal. Shake on it.
Spit in his hand, shakes on the deal. And I'm going to mark off 4 turtles.
All right. The children sort of disperse, and you have agents out on watch. But until they return, what is it you want to do? Also really good. I love how you handle that.
Also, Derek would be very proud that we bought ourselves information.
Yeah. If he was here.
We used money, guys.
I think we should swing by Saluting Moon and the Mustakim Inn, see if we can find them anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, also the bazaar would be a good place to check. But I think the Mustakim Inn might be the best bet, because it's closest to the Citadel.
The Saluting Moon's where we had the fight with the Step Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, we can try Mustakim Inn first.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to fast forward through a couple of hours. I will say it's reaching, say, sunset, around 7, and you have been to the bazaar, you have been to the Mustakim Inn, you've been to the Saluting Moon, you've hit up a couple of places, and you sort of, after hitting these 3 locations, searching all around the city, it's a dead end. You can't find this one soldier in an entire city, and it's not like he's at any of these 3 places. But I'm going to leave you right there as we shift to Derek. As the sun starts to set, evening, the streets, especially in this area, starts to clear out. What would you like to do?
As darkness is falling, does like a light come on in the house, like for like candlelight or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just kind of his kind of like dark little alcove there. Derek's gonna take some time to put on some clothes that he put in his bag a very long time ago and has not touched since.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can share that image with the Gimli bot, so they know what this is gonna look like.
Share it. I'll share it. Don't you worry.
Dude, we can't see.
Not yet.
I can only show players. So,
Well,
no metagame. The audience will see.
okay.
Or do you not want to?
No, we'll save it for now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
You put on le outfit.
Le outfit.
The outfit.
The one thing I will say so that everyone hears this is like the feeling that Derek has putting this on. It's as much ritual to him as it is just putting on clothes. And the last part is he pulls this black leather mask out of the bag, holds it in his hand, and just stares at it for a solid 2 minutes before quietly saying to himself, the mask doesn't tremble. Pulls it on and keeps an eye on the house until the candle goes out, which I would take to mean like he's finally gone to bed. And he will give it about another hour after that to make sure he is totally asleep. Before like stepping out from his little corner and looking to see if there's anyone around that might possibly see him.
Street's clear. You have like a split second between one person walking and another person approaching where you are able to approach without being seen.
Okay. So I'll walk up to the house and try the door handle. Is it locked?
Mm-hmm. Well, locked is being generous, but yes, it's latched from the inside.
I will pick the lock.
Yeah, go for it. Not very high. Thank God.
15.
Okay. your hand trembles a little bit just from the adrenaline, but you're able to get in the groove and silently open it up.
Okay. So I'll step into the house, close the door behind me, and actually one thing I forgot to mention is before he steps out, he does pull out the goggles of night and pull those over the mask so he can actually see what he's doing. And quietly make his way through the house until he comes into Abdul's bedroom, or where his bed is if it's not in a separate room.
There's like a main hall area and one small alcove that can be generously described as a bedroom.
Okay. So I'll kind of like walk up to the edge of the bed that he's sleeping on and cast dancing lights to have one ball of light appear and just kind of like move it, have it float above, just to barely illuminate the space, and reach a foot out to shake the bed and just say, Abdul Khalik, I'm gonna butcher this, Al Sawaya? And I will keep doing that until he finally does wake up.
He sort of jolts. Clearly he has been having some sort of nightmare, but he's covered in sweat even before you were there, and he wakes up right away and he sort of looks up at you. What do you want?
Just the way the light is hanging, like there's the shadow from the hood over top that's just kind of like deepened by the absence of the light. Take a step forward and I said, I told you, if anything befalls another house, I would break you in ways you cannot possibly imagine. And I'm here to follow through on that.
I didn't do anything, man. What? You, the fence? Oh my god, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me.
You were also supposed to spread the word to ensure nothing happened.
I
And
did.
a house burned down.
Come on, man, it wasn't me. I promise. I swear. Like, I can prove it. Like, what do you want? He clearly seems terrified out of his mind. And he's visibly, like, shaking, sweating, voice cracking.
Take another, 2 steps towards him. How can you prove it?
I found information about there's rumors people were seen before the houses burned down. I can, if you know, people talk.
Tell me about these rumors. What do you know?
There was a building in the Golden Quarter. Well, near the Golden Quarter, not in the Golden Quarter, but like there was these soldiers and this old lady that sort of came with a big stick, and she sort of went into the building, and it was really suspicious because she brought all these soldiers and she left. She had 3 little kids with her, 3 little boys, and then people started talking because right after that the building burned down, and it was, she had a lot of soldiers.
What they left. And then the building burned?
That's what they said. That's all I found out, man. I don't know who she is. I promise. They were carrying books and stuff too out of it, if it's important. I don't know. I didn't see what they were. Just don't kill me, man.
I want to roll an insight on him, just to see if he's telling me what I need.
Yeah, go for it.
That would actually be
He's
a 22.
Why?
Because I'm still
because
exhausted. Yep.
Okay. Good enough. He folds like paper. He is very obvious to read. This guy was a bully through and through, but the moment he got confronted by you, he sort of crumbled inwards, and he is not holding up well under interrogation.
Kind of move like to stand like right at the edge of the bed and just looming over him, and reach out a hand that's just in a black leather glove and kind of like stroke his hair. I'm just like, I believe you. The issue. Do you know what a symbol is?
Like
You know
a
what
thing
symbol,
to represent
you
something
know what
else?
a symbol can be?
No.
You might not have caused the fires. You might have spread the word. Maybe it just didn't get far enough. But I need a message that can be sent that will leave no doubt.
Fuck does that mean, man?
I kind of like reach back onto the belt, on my belt, pull out the dagger of Alamut, and ram it through his heart.
Dude's a fucking assassin. Asswipe.
Shush you.
What
know
is
nothing.
your alignment?
And just I'll watch as the light leaves his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And in a separate pouch from the inside of the cloak he's wearing, pulls out a black raven feather and just lays it on the pillow beside him and just quietly says, Requies Catum Pace.
Attaboy.
one-
Okay.
Once I'm sure he's dead, I'll take the dagger out, and I want to look through his house to see if there's any like paper or parchment I can write on.
Yeah, you can find scraps here and there.
Okay. What I would like to write... What did I do with that? So I'll take the paper and in his blood and in Persian, I want to write, houses burned, so burned his future. Burn another, and I will not stop at one.
You're gonna sign it off with something?
No.
Okay.
But I want to carry the body. Let's look at the map. I want to bring it to kind of like through the alleys to get to about this area.
Okay.
And I want to kind of like prop the body up and just leave it on a street corner with one of the plain daggers I have placed into the same wound through his heart, but holding that note pinned to his chest.
Chef's kiss. Okay. Yeah, you do that. But as you move the body, I'm gonna need you to make like a stealth or something, just to see. Oof.
10.
Okay. As you're dragging the body out of the corner of your eye, you notice there are eyes that are watching you. Beggars, the homeless, even just people looking out a window at the wrong time. But the moment they see you, they sort of shut their doors, run away, as they spot you dragging a body through the streets. Not your finest moment, but you
He's
believe
rusty.
you're fairly well concealed. Yeah. The thrill of the chase, or thrill of the hunt, whatever it is.
And once I get the body propped up, just so he's like, essentially have him sitting, leaning against either like a wall or like a lamppost or something like that. Head tilted back, eyes staring at the sky. Clearly not alive. I will make my way back to Danneskjold.
Making my way. All right.
Downtown.
Okie dokie. You make your way back to Danneskjold. As the rest of the party, tired from your day of wandering and searching, also happen to be heading back toward Danneskjold.
A quick aside.
Yes.
While we're in the bazaar, can I buy a Tinker's kit?
Why, of course you can.
I think they would go for 50 gold.
So there's this
Do you
super
have it?
cool new fancy dancy thing. If you go to your character sheet, the top right hand corner, there's the 3 little dots. And then you can go to equipment shop.
Equipment
And
shop,
you can
yeah.
frickin' shop, dude. It has a search tool and everything. And I believe it should take your money off. I haven't tried it 'cause I
Nice.
didn't buy anything. So don't quote me on that. But it is there.
It will, yeah.
I was playing. Sorry.
All right.
Confirmed.
No. It worked. Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, that's cool. So that was
Yeah.
just while we're in the bazaar. That's all.
I want to say, Derek, you reached Danneskjold a little bit before the party does. So you're already back home. If you want, you can change out on the way, as it were.
If I get there first, no. Derek's gonna be in a chair in like the common room in front of like the fireplace, mask in hand, just
Can I
staring
show
at
them what
it.
it looks like? Can I show them what it looks like?
Yes.
Okay.
Woo! I'm so excited. Ooh, Nelly.
You see the sort of figure
Super edgy. I
Waiting.
love it.
as you enter.
We
The
can
rest of
see
the
your
party.
face, though.
Yes. Like hood's down. It's just he's got this leather mask. He's kind of holding it in like both hands, and like when you walk in, it's almost like his one thumb is just kind of like caressing the leather back and forth, and he's lost in thought.
Derek, those are not the clothes you left this morning in. And what's up with that weird funky mask?
What's wrong with masks? I appreciate somebody else having a mask.
There's nothing wrong with a mask. Do you see my mask? I love masks. You've never shown it to us. And when did you change?
We have known each other for, what, 2 weeks now?
Not
It's a little
more.
bit longer because we were traveling together.
3? Well, we were in the same caravan, but we didn't know each other.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
dude. He left this morning wearing one set of clothes, and now he's gone all dark.
True. To be fair, it does explain how he knows how to stab people very well.
Derek?
It doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter?
This.
Okay, well, did you do something weird? Because does he have blood on him?
Careful, or you. I mean, you dragged a body that was stabbed.
How close are
through
you
the
looking
heart.
at him?
Oh, I'm looking. Yeah, well, I mean, let's see how close I'm looking.
With
I want to say there's no careful way of dragging a body that's been stabbed through the heart through the streets for a long time without getting some blood somewhere. Alas, the black hides it well.
That's what I was thinking. Is like the black would hide it well. Like
Yeah.
you'd see probably like a little like glisten in the light.
Yeah, like maybe something on your hands, but no, if you stab somebody in the heart and you're dragging them through the streets, you're just gonna grab them underneath the shoulders anyway.
I kind of figure he would more like over the shoulder
Okay,
because
I could do it.
dragging a body is clearly dragging a body. Body of the shoulder could be someone that passed out at a bar.
True.
Right.
Wrong details, people.
So, are you going to change? Or are you going to stay in this outfit? Not that I'm saying it's bad. It looks really good. But it's kind of scary.
This doesn't work in the daytime.
That
This
makes a
doesn't-
lot of sense.
This doesn't
True.
work.
It would
people can see it.
attract attention.
Sorry, what did you say, Derek? I didn't hear you.
This
He said it doesn't
where
work where people
see
can see it.
Dude, let Derek say it!
Sorry!
Ugh. Doesn't work where people can see it? Is that what you said?
Hmm?
Okay. Well,
What is that?
hopefully we have some children coming.
You mentioned that he kind
At
of like
that
raises an
moment.
eyebrow. What do you mean, children?
At that moment.
Also,
There is an
that frickin'
unseen-
symbol is awesome!
Yeah. I figured out how to do it, but yes. At that moment, there is an unseen servant that sort of tugs on one of your sleeves and points to the door. Clearly, and like there's a guest or someone at the door.
Ooh, I very excitedly hop up and run to the door.
Nicomund will turn to Hakim and say, "Do we need masks?"
I don't know.
Very beneficial.
I have good face. It's not nice to cover it up. You can't see me.
A child is sort of waiting at the door, sort of dirty, no shoes on, ragged clothes, but they're holding like a turtle in one hand, tight-fisted, and they're sort of waiting at the door.
Hello, little one.
impatiently. Ah, finally. Well, they sent me. I was promised money, so this better not be a lie.
Well, it's not going to be a lie. Did you guys find the books or the boy or the man?
We didn't get the books, but the guy and his group of friends and grandma or something, they were all headed towards, you know where the living cauldron is? Somewhere near there. They're all like gathering there or something.
Oh,
I ran here as fast as I
fantastic.
could.
So that's almost as good as all of the books. Not quite. So I was only going to give like 2 gold for, like a gold each for the information.
Oh, don't
But-
be a miser.
Would you let me finish? You do not want to make me angry. Thank you. But, because that was very good information, here is 10 gold.
That'll do. Thanks, lady.
You're welcome. Alright, people! We need to go!
Lads, it's time.
Derek drops mood. We are on our way.
We need to discuss things before we do anything else.
But we don't
Well-
want to lose track of them.
I would just
Well,
very simple, very. We need
Clearly,
we need something covered right now before we go anywhere else.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys were up to during this day. The important thing is that you all know I was here going through books and studying.
Okay. You might want it to be that I just don't talk about it.
That's a better option.
Yeah.
But if it comes up, I was here all day, and Ibn Sina can confirm that.
That's fine. We all have our
I
little
can.
secrets.
Are those your
I've seen-
pajamas then, or something? I don't understand.
Yes, they're very special pajamas. I would leave it at that. If he wants to tell us, let him. If not, let him.
All right, well, we figured out a few things as well. Personally, I think the governor's niece is evil. She's doing something weird. She's burning down houses, stealing books, collecting power. She may have even subverted the governor already. Whether she's in on the plague, I'm not sure, but she's doing her own thing.
Yeah,
we
I'll
told her
admit that she is
everything we
playing
know.
games.
Yeah, we told her everything. Almost everything.
At that, he just like closes his eyes.
We did our best.
We
Oh, you
didn't
would
tell
be
her
proud. I did.
everything. We
I
just
did
told her
use
the
money
big
to
bullet
get
points.
something. Sorry.
Give me 5 minutes. And just gets up and walks out.
I don't think we have 5 minutes. From what the kid said, the Odd Sarnai is collecting power. She's gonna do
Nicomund,
something
I'm washing the fucking blood off of me. Give me 5 goddamn minutes.
Can I insight check Derek when he mentions blood? I want to know. I guess Hakeem's looking to see if he's bothered by it. Where's my insight? That's a natural 20.
For a 27.
He's bothered by something. It's not the death.
Any hint for 27?
No.
I will come with Derek. But I'm going to be quiet at first and let him kind of wash the blood first before I speak. And then when I get the sense he's kind of wrapping up, I don't know what you did. I don't want to know. As long as it doesn't come back on me. But when they were talking to the niece, she was evaluating fighting potential. Seeing who
She was
is watching.
evaluating.
Fighting potential. Like if a fight happened, which way do I go? Which one do I take out first? Who's watching? She was on edge. She has lots of guards.
Derek comes out, and he's mostly like he's pulling on the last of the clothes you're used to seeing him in. Face is kind of like dripping from having washed his face off, and runs his hand over his face, slicks his hair back, takes a deep breath. His face is back to the expressions you're used to seeing. He goes, "We'll deal with it another time. Let's go."
I think we're dealing with it now.
Maybe so.
Woot! Party.
While they're talking,
Let's go.
While they're talking, Nicomund's going to talk to Ibn Sina, basically catch him up on anything and tell him our suspicions about Odd Sarnai.
Gotcha.
Just brief stuff, just saying we're out the door. She's doing something now. See you later.
All right. He sort of mumbles an affirmative as he's clearly busy in something. I want to tell chat that I mentioned to the party over the table I have a timer going for an event. That's all you need to know. But yes.
We are book it across the city to the living
Okay.
cauldron.
Booking
It's-
it.
Dark outside right now, right?
Mhm.
All right. Then once he's out in the dark. Oh, that's not right. One sec. That's messed up. Once he's in the dark, Nicomund goes invisible.
Remember that lasts for a certain amount of time.
An hour.
Okay,
But I basically can do it as many times.
gotcha. You cast invisibility on yourself. What do the rest of you do? I want to
I'm
make
here.
uh,
Let's go.
everybody has to
I
roll me
book
like
it. Okay.
con
I
saves
book
if you're
it as
booking it for
fast
something.
as. All right. I book it as fast as Shirun can carry me because I am riding behind.
What were you gonna say, DM?
I would have everybody make con saves if you're just straight up running. If you're on Shirun, you don't have to, because Shirun's doing the work.
Are we straight up running?
Oh, I don't know. I was just saying we're that's the where we're going.
We're told they're
They're told-
gathering. We know that they've started some fires recently and taken books from people. I'd say we should probably get there quick.
Yes. I'm gonna put on the goggles so I don't trip over something in the dark.
Nicomund got a
Here we go to save
5
the day.
on the con save.
Oh, my
Long
goodness,
distance
that's so
running is
good.
not is not your expertise.
I'm good over short sprints and on boats.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okie
I'm just
dokie.
thinking, Gimli. We dwarves are natural sprinters. They're very dangerous over short distances.
Oh my god, I got the same roll.
Alright, I'm not going to use my inspiration if everyone else is tanking this as well.
That's 3 7s in a row.
Just for chat's sake,
Hey, that's
read
a
to
nice
me what
lucky number.
you rolled, everybody, please.
5.
7.
7.
Times 2.
Twice.
Twice I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I don't have to roll because I am the smart one that has a horse.
Oh, buddies. All right, you rush as much as you can, but some of you are clearly winded. I'm going to
Carrying a body.
carrying a body.
After
he's
being
done his-
exhausted already because he's has these
Mhm.
terrifying.
Okie dokie.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will add for my sake, I can dash as a bonus action as a mock.
Okay, so you want to run ahead of everybody else?
No. Yes. No.
Okay, we have Derek, Fenric, Yakim, Nicomund.
Did they destroy the frickin' inn?
Whoa, hold on. That's not the inn.
Okay. Whew, shit, man. You scared the crap out of me.
The road is destroyed. This is a building beside the inn, a fairly tall. As you run in the direction, you spot a rather tall, albeit ruined building next to it. Where the fuck? Hold on.
Excuse me.
You know when you spent so many hours on a map and suddenly a module decides
To break it?
to disappear?
I do know how that is. It's a
Where
horrible
is my
experience.
levels? Where is my levels? Give me a second as the DM loads, but as you rush over to this building, there is the Dogoran Kazan in the distance, right across the street. But this ruined building, you do notice there are sounds, lights, and a very eerie vibe coming from it in terms of magic, because now you guys can sense.
All right. If we're getting some sort of vibe off of it, I'd go ahead and pump some extra magical juju into my magic eye with the side of the Kaidu. And what are we passing that just feels so very much off? Because if it's something that's pretty obvious, that'd be a very much what the hell.
There it is. Okay. All right. With the side of the Gaib, there is a darkness that's spreading out. From the top of that building, there is something that shouldn't be there. Presence. You can see the corruption in the air as if smoke could be smelled from a fire. And the closer you get to it, the more choking it gets. And it gives you the hint of something at the top. Or fairly towards the top of this. But yes, you arrive here. What do you guys want to do?
Fenric is going to
Nicomun's
very clearly
sneak up.
be unnerved by this. With the
Fenric,
sorry. I just want to say that Fenric is very clearly unnerved by the smoke, the flame, but the fiery presence of whatever is in there.
Mhm.
As he starts getting not hysterical, but he's a little bit more wide-eyed, a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for?
Shocked.
Anxious?
Yeah, a little bit more anxious being around here as he's trying to figure out what the heck.
Okie dokie.
We don't see anybody currently.
Not from where you are. Although
Can I
Nicomund,
ride
as
up-
you
Sorry.
get up closer, you do see what looks like something in a humanoid shape sprawled out in the middle of the ruins.
Nicomund's gonna call out behind him, "There's dead people!" And he's gonna start crawling up more. Trying to crawl over the stuff and not make too much noise.
If you're trying to be stealthy, I need stealth checks.
Okay. Do I get advantage?
Yeah, it's disadvantage to perceive you.
Okay. That is a 17 for stealth for Nicomund.
12 for Hakeem.
$12 for Derek.
20 for Arion. I'm going to leave Tekwani with Shirun. To guard Shirun. Well, they're gonna guard each other because Shirun is a fucking warhorse.
Oh.
So
I forgot to do the -2 on that one, so that's a flat 5.
Okie dokie.
And as we start to move
before
in, I
we
just kind of
go
like
in-
look at Hakeem and just be like, this is not going to go well.
No.
And I'll say that in the most inspirational way I can.
Wow, okay. Oh, you get 8 temporary HP? Nice.
I roll for it, yeah.
Nicomund's gonna call out behind him, "I only see the dead guy. I think we should keep going up the stairs."
Fenric is going to take a moment and remember about a certain spell called Mage Armor.
Oh, and
Hey!
I hope so.
You did
this
it!
is probably
You're
the first
amazed.
time you guys have actually seen anybody that's around if you're paying attention. Arion just cast a spell.
Describe to me what it looks like. How you did that.
So it's almost like pulling from an infernal like thread in her soul. So she just kind of like drags it out, says some things, and then smacks her chest, and then she gains temporary hit points.
In
It's
past,
more like
Right.
shadow instead of it's not fiery, it's more like succubus-y type. She looks a little prettier too when she does it.
There is a lure. Hakim, as you head over to that side of the ruins, on your right-hand side as you enter, there is a door. On your left, you see parts of stairs, some of which have taken damage, but they do seem to be leading upwards.
Can I go listen at the door?
Perception check.
Hakim heard magic coming from the top of the house from the two people who used the side of the alcove, right?
Very visibly. In fact, the closer you get to the stairs, the more you hear noises, scuffles, chanting.
Just in passing, I'm not going to stop to inspect the body, but in passing, glancing at it, can I tell, like medicine, how it died?
Just from glance, it was cut across the throat and the blood sprayed all out in front of it with nothing sort of interrupting the flow, so almost throat cut from the back.
And does it have the governor? It says it's a guard. Is it like a cognate or cognate like governor, or is it his niece's?
It has odds or nice symbol emblazoned on his chest.
Okay, I'm going to.
So her symbol.
I'm going to start quickly making my way up the stairs now.
Nicomund will follow. It's still invisible right behind.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right behind.
Go to the right. Go right to the end of the stairs, and then pause there.
Before I go upstairs, I'm gonna check this door. I don't hear anything with a 3, which was a natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I am gonna open the door,
Okay.
which I cannot do when it's closed. I look inside.
Just seems to be a storage room of sorts.
I just didn't want
Right
somebody
side.
to.
Come up behind you guys. Good check.
What the?
And I'm going to be behind everybody.
Guys, are you proud of me? I took so long to figure out levels and how to do this, okay? Levels being the module that kicks my ass.
Modules.
No.
Levels is an interesting one.
That's one way to say it.
Mhm.
Okay. As you come up upon the second level, again, you see a body emblazoned with similar colors and symbols of the one below. This one seems to have put up a bit more of a struggle before it died in the center of the room.
But it still has a symbol of odds on eye.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody just raided.
Oh, nice.
You can't
Hello,
raid.
Welcome in.
We are currently
We're on a
experiencing what happens when you fuck up.
and we are on a timer. So Hakim is moving and trying to find the way up to the next floor, unless we're on the top floor.
You're on the second floor and there's a few more above you. In fact, as you sort of walk around this house, it has clearly seen lots of damage from remnants of the war has been here, like nobody has bothered to clean up, etc. Furniture's broken left and right, lying around you as you try and walk. There is creaking noises.
If I
Nicomund will
list,
speak up gently and just say, if they're killing odds on eyes troops here, then something's going on I don't understand.
we need to find them to figure out what's going on. I listen at the door. Is there anything on the other side of the door?
You hear chanting, but it's at a distance.
We're gonna listen at this other door too.
How does one get past the stairs?
20.
I already dragged you past the stairs, buddy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're good.
I was stuck there for a second, so I tapped over to the other screen.
I figured.
Gimli
Hakim,
bot can't see.
you can't?
No, it's
Anything?
looking at the roof.
Oh no.
Oh, he probably doesn't have vision.
You can make an actor that GameBot gets control of to use as like a
Yeah,
camera.
but levels gets a little bit funky with vision and stuff.
Give me a second. I'm gonna put his character on the party loot and just drag the party loot around. It's always the things you never think of. Can you see now?
No, I see the lighting, but I don't actually see under the roof.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange. Is it because he got no vision?
Did you pause the timer?
Yeah.
Okay. That would suck if you
Does
didn't
have
pause the
vision.
timer.
Hang on,
I
let me
paused the timer.
refresh it.
Well, for those of you that just came in, we are currently looking for the for a magical plague and how to stop it.
It's still looking at the roof, and I think I can see all the doors from that are on the map all laid out, but I don't know what level they're
Do you
on
have
or
the
anything.
token selected?
I can't see it to select it.
Hit tab.
Put it back in. I see it now, but when it goes in, it disappears under the roof.
Okay. That's
What if
weird
you
because
drag a box around it?
It doesn't matter. I tried that. I can
Okay, give me a second to think.
I can just switch it to Hakim's view for now if we need to just to go on.
Yeah, that would
That
work.
do
would be
that.
ideal.
Do.
All right.
Technology.
I see some sort of stairs in here. Are those? Do those go up?
Usable? Yes, but they are a little bit rickety.
I am going to carefully test each step, but still try to move somewhat quickly as I go. Trying to stick to stepping on the outsides, not in the center of anything, closer to where the support
Gotcha.
would be.
You may move up the stairs.
I'm going to step where Hakim steps.
Can I check for traps as I go?
Yeah, give me. You want to use your general perception or your passive?
I'll roll it.
You keep an eye out. I'll let you know
25.
if there's any. Go to the top here. It should bring you there.
Whoa. Cool.
Tecnología.
More stairs.
More stairs.
And we run all the way
Is this
up
a
the
hole?
stairs.
Oh, it's what a hole. Where are you?
There's a right here.
Yes, there is a little bit of a hole, I'll say. Unless you want me to make you all roll dexterity checks with careful movement, you can get past it.
Okay.
But I will ask that you pause once you reach level 3, which is where Derek is.
So we get to Derek.
Yeah.
Oh, where
The
am I?
question is, where are you, Arjun? Okay.
I don't know. I'm not at 30. Let me just put myself to 30. There we go.
That works too. Okay. As you come up here, the chanting gets
Watch
much louder. And there is another body on the stairs. Leading right up to it.
So confused with all the doors.
Also deceased. And
Thankful Guan.
the doors that
Thanks for
open this way
coming.
clearly lead to what looks like more ruined rooms. But in front, there is noises and voices coming through. Very
So, like,
clearly.
from here?
Yes, right across from those doors. This door.
Oh, somebody clicked it. I did not.
I clicked it, so
Oh,
you can
okay.
see. I will say you won't open it.
Can I? What do I hear? You say I hear voices. If I listen closely, does it sound like magical chanting?
Very much so.
Okay, I will now pop my
Ritualistic.
sight of the Al Gaib,
Mm-hmm.
and then open the door really quietly, just to like peek in and see what's going on before I actually go in.
Okay. As you peek in, you see a sight of Odsernai standing in the center, surrounded by her 2 lieutenants at her side, but none of her other warriors beside her.
I only see her.
Drag it out. Her 2 lieutenants by her side, as they all gaze in shock at something that has just appeared, and you hear a strange noise, like a cold breeze, like a cold gale, sort of appearing, and you see Odsernai just has this stricken expression on her face as she just looks at that and says, "It wasn't supposed to be like this."
I will step through the door and say, "What was it supposed to be like?"
Remove the pests. I must conduct the ritual again. I must have gotten a mistake somewhere. And you see, like, the step warriors clearly in defensive position turn around to you, fully ready to fight. As for the rest of you guys, are you just gonna put you in initiative?
Sure.
And, gonna have you guys roll.
It's a
Ooh,
-2
look at
from the
me.
exhaustion still, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got a
-2
23.
sucks.
Nice.
Eh,
It's the
Nicomund got a
first roll
4.
above a 10. I got a 13. My best roll of the night.
What the? Oh boy.
Oh.
Let's get some good combat music going. All right. This combatant. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. Let us begin combat with the step warrior, who was clearly in position, going after Nicomund first with their card.
Going after Nicomund?
Hakim.
Oh
Sorry.
no! How could this have happened?
How could this happen to you? 13 misses. They're gonna try again.
Oh, everything went dark.
Why?
I had Foundries reloading for some reason.
Okay.
I think I might have changed the setting for stream and decided to.
That's okay. With 2 slashes, both of their attacks with their weapon miss. And they're going to move to this side before they end their turn. Arya, you're up next.
Okay. Has she started her ritual?
It has clearly reached a certain point. You're not sure if it's starting or ending or whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna take pot shot at her.
Okay.
To see. Go away. That'd be 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, that wants me to roll the versatile. Can I'm just gonna try something because this is just to see. I just want to see if the damage comes up proper this way. Yaha, there we go. Okay. 10 points of piercing damage, and she is going to, as I have my mask on, she's going to have to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Okay. That's a natural 1.
She is frightened of me until the end of my next turn. Does that stop whatever it is she's doing?
You get the sense that it's already in motion and would be difficult to stop, but she does stop her chanting. Yes.
Okay. Then in between that shot and this shot, which I'm going to transfer over to the guard, I'm going to say, what are you doing? You need to stop being evil.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot the other, like the guard in front of us,
Gotcha.
in the face. For a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
And a whopping 6 points of damage. And
They take an arrow to the knee.
I think that's going to be it for right now. Does she respond? Oh, it's her turn. There we go.
As
afraid.
she's frightened, she can't get closer to you. But sometimes she doesn't need to. Seeing where you are, or where Hakim is, because he's the first one through the door, she's just gonna say, "Meddling little worms! You will not stop me from what I want." And she will unleash a streak of light in your direction, Hakim, as she casts a guiding bolt.
Oh, I thought you said a streak of lightning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what,
me too.
That's what
I'm
I
like,
thought too,
"Woo!"
and I was like, I got good decks. I don't know
A
about the
streak of
people
light.
behind me.
A streak of light. 20. I believe that hits.
That does hit. Guys,
Okay.
I'm taking damage.
That is 15 radiant damage, and you are marked, which means attacks against you have the next attack against you has advantage. And roll concentration if you want to keep sight of the guy.
17.
You keep it. On her movement, she is going to get a bit further away. Actually, she's gonna, get next to her. Her little. She can't move towards you, right? She's gonna move here.
Oh, is
I
it
guess.
doing... I'm sorry, Mary. Hang on.
Oh my god.
I
Quick,
inceptioned the Twitch chat. I'm so sorry. I was trying
Thanks
to...
for looking out, Mary. Let's see if she's got a bonus action.
Yeah, see, you just put the side of the Gaib on the Twitch chat, so, everything is gonna get a little funky for a minute.
Twitchception.
I don't believe she does. Okay. That is going to be Hakim's turn.
Okay, Hakim is going to move here. I'm going to punch this guy.
Mhm.
And the
Oh,
first...
it's a lady, actually. But
Oh,
yes.
okay. Well, I'm gonna punch this lady because Hakim is equal rights person.
Equal opportunity.
Thanks for
He doesn't see
following.
gender.
Yeah. First punch, I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Okay, they are going to make. Let's see what they have.
DC 15 strength or
Dexterity.
dex.
They're going to try with Dex. That's an 18.
Okay, punch number 2, electric boogaloo. Gonna try to grapple him again.
Okay. You don't need to see if you hit, right? They just gotta...
No, it's just a contest.
16.
Okay. Monk's focus.
As you try and get a hand, she's able to break your holds before you're able to get a firm grasp.
Okay, Monk's focus, flurry of blows. I'm just gonna punch him this time.
Okay.
One pop this time. 10 does not hit, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay, second flurry of blows. Does a 17 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fuck it. We're burning more Monk's focus points. Where's the button? Where's my button? Where's my features? Stunning strike. DC 15 con save.
Let's see. That's a 4. It fails. They fail.
Perfect. I am going to close distance here and get up in nasty shaman lady's face. And I will.
As you approach, you see something in the distance. A creature made of shadow. But from where its face should be, it's just light emanating. And even looking at it, it's so bright that it hurts your eyes. And around the area around it just seems frigid.
What have you done? I'll end my turn.
Fenric, it's you.
Alright, with all of this chaos and the destruction and the strange, unnerving feeling of fire through the place, Fenric is getting a little bit overwhelmed from the past day or two, and just rubs a hand across his face. Why does everybody always break things, kill people? Just stop! As he casts slow.
Okay.
Failed to place the template. To the drawing tools. How big is it?
No. If you go to, like, the spell itself, it says place measure template. Just click that. It should pop up.
It just comes up telling me failed to place measure template.
The audacity. Okay.
But
40-foot cube within range.
yeah, because that should be
Everything's within range.
all of those guys should be in range of the 40-foot cube.
But it will be each target. 6 creatures of your choice, so...
Yes. And I'm going to choose all of our enemies before us.
Gotcha. Wisdom saves, right?
Yes. DC 15 wisdom save. I was trying to see if there was a way I could target it and make it come up for him.
Let me just do it one by one then.
Sorry, I'm trying.
The warrior rolled a 16. Oddster Nye rolled a 9. And the Malchus Shade rolled a 13. So the Shade and the Shaman are slowed. Let me just apply it to them.
Okay, and was that both warriors?
Was the other warrior also in range?
Yeah, I can see everybody.
Okay. Give me a second.
Let me...
Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Yeah, I can put all of them in a 40-foot square. And from my angle, I can see everybody's token.
The second one also passed with a 15.
Okay. Alright, so Odsurnai and the Walker are now slowed. So they get a -2 to their AC and Dex saves, and they can't take reactions. It can take either an action or a bonus action, not both. And it can only take one attack if it has something like multi-attack.
Gotcha.
And if it casts a spell with a somatic component, there's a 25% chance it fails. And they can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns.
Roger that. Let me
And
just check something on my
Yep.
shade. Okay, go ahead.
I think that's all Fenric's gonna do for now.
Okay, my vengeful step warrior is going to take revenge on Hakim, who dared to hurt her shaman.
How you say it?
With-
Bring it on.
Just like that, actually. She's gonna draw a Shamshir to go after you. With advantage, because it is the first thing that's hitting you. The guiding bolt. 18 hits.
It hits barely. I will
Next damage for 10.
deflect attacks and reduce that damage.
Mm-hmm.
By 19 points.
Okay, so you take no damage.
Yep. I am
They're
not
going
going
to-
to spend the focus point to redirect now. Not
Okay.
going to.
They're gonna attack again. A 15 misses. You no longer have guiding bolt on you. Which is nice for you. But they are going to move over here. Actually, over here. Yeah. Derek, is you.
Oh my
Step
god.
into the. Huh?
I had Bardic Inspiration. I didn't have to burn a focus point.
Oh no!
Derek steps around the door, looks at the two by Hakim. And for the old chick, Odd, whatever her name is, I'm gonna give her unsettling words. But he's going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at 2nd level and look at those two and just like, I need you to fall down now.
Okay.
You're not gonna give us a pun?
She's at a -1 on the save.
Okay.
That was
So
cool.
this is Odsurnai and the step warrior next to her.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just talking about the
sound.
laughter from the spell. Yeah, that was cool.
Odsurnai fails with a 14.
Would have been a 13.
Oh, yeah, with a 13, and so does the step warrior with an 11. So they are both, what is it, incapacitated? Prone and incapacitated, gotcha.
Odsurnai is not having a good time.
No, they are not, indeed. Where is incapacitated?
Then you step behind the other
She's
wall.
prone, slowed, and incapacitated. Y'all are evil. She's just an old woman.
Is this creature? Does it look hostile? Is it moving? Is it looking at people?
It's hard to tell. It doesn't have a face. It just has like this fucking beam of light coming out of its head.
But I mean, does it look like it's moving towards someone, or is it just standing there passively?
It's not just standing there. It's very much malevolent in vibes.
Malevolent and vibes. Okay. Nicomund's gonna work up. He's gonna run up to this creature, and he's gonna take his first attack with his maul. And if it can't see me, I get advantage.
Let me see if he has blind sight. No, he does not. Go for it.
That's a 26 to hit. And I'm going to make this radiant damage.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Ooh, max damage. 17 points of radiant damage on it. And I am no longer invisible. And I'm not incapacitated. I don't know why I said that. And then I'm also going to use Topple. So it has to make a DC 16 con save or it gets knocked over. Assuming it can get knocked over.
DC 16 con save. Give me a second. It makes it with a 15. It doesn't make it with a 15, so...
It is now prone.
Gotcha.
Alright, and I'm swinging again with my ball at advantage because it's prone on the ground. Ooh, jeez. Oh, 14? Just
hits.
14 hits. Alright, radiant damage again. For 9 radiant damage.
Alrighty.
And then I am going to Nicomund's gonna scratch his hand across his chest. Nip, 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 nip. And
no, he's not gonna scratch his hand?
No, he's gonna do it, but he's gonna target himself.
Okay.
And you just see frost come up on Nicomund. Frostly spikes. And he gained 15 temporary hit points.
Okey-dokey.
I think I did everything right.
Yep, let me just apply it to you. Give it a second, because the leg... There you go.
That animation
Perfect.
is pretty.
And that is Nicomund's turn. He suddenly appears, smacks this thing, knocks him over, smacks it again, and then he's just erupting in frost.
All right. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to clear chat so the lag reduces a little bit, but I don't think it should delete anything. Except make my computer lag. Okie dokie. Alright. It is time for my Malchus Shade to get up. And it's slow, meaning... God, I need to remember that.
It gets to do an action or a bonus action.
And movement is halved, right?
Yep. And movement is halved. And
You could still get up, I guess.
yeah, you'd have to do that.
It'd take full.
Yeah, then it can't move anywhere.
Yeah.
You
Can't take
locked it down.
reactions.
You locked it down. Do. Why am
It's
I
okay.
singing?
I
It's late.
don't know.
We're tired. It's been a long day.
I'm weird. My chat is gone.
Okay. With
Yeah, she deleted it because it was like the.
Oh, okay. I totally missed that part of that conversation.
Mm-hmm. With its bonus action, Nicomund, it's going to look to you with its face and use its blinding light feature. Why is it a template? Give me a second. Target one creature and force to succeed on a DC 14 con save. Okay. I'm gonna need you to make Nicomund. Con save from you, please.
I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Roll it again.
Okay.
And it's either an 8 or a natural 1. So I failed.
So that's a no. You are going to be blinded by the light, as it were.
Finish the lyric, Fox.
I don't know what the rest of it is.
Revved up like a deuce, another motor in the night.
I did not know that.
I put it on my walker instead of Nicomund. I'll get it to you later. Against a blinded creature, rules lawyer, remind me, does it get advantage on attacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but it used its bonus action, so it can't do much else. Unless it has multi-attack? Let me read again.
No, because slow is it gets to do an action or a bonus action, and
Gotcha.
if it takes the
use this
attack
bonus.
action, it only gets to make one attack.
At the end of
But
its
it-
turn, it can roll to save, right?
Yeah.
Yes, at the end of its turn, it can roll to save. It is a DC 15. Wisdom.
Slow's a fantastic spell.
It is.
It really is. Oh, that's an 11. Okay. He's still slowed.
Yeah, and their AC is reduced and all that fun jazz.
Mm-hmm.
It is extremely annoying, is what it is. This step warrior, seeing that the other two are prone, is going to go after Hakeem.
He's gonna do nothing because he's stunned.
These two are stunned.
He was stunning
This
strike.
team-
That's the
Stunning
one that
strike.
got stunned. And, yeah, stunning strike, and
Is
then
that
he
what
ran
the
over
effect
there
on her
because
is?
that one was
yes,
stunned.
it is. Gotcha. Gotcha.
All three of
Okay,
them are out
does
of the
that
fight
mean
right
if I
now.
hit her, I get a crit or no?
No, the
No,
other two
just
are
the stun.
incapacitated, so they're
Yeah,
auto
so
crits.
he's stunned until the
Oh,
start
they're
of my
auto
next
crits.
turn.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other two are prone though, so you won't be able to shoot them as well.
Dude, I can go up to them, that's fine. So they are stunned and incapacitated, so if I hit them, I automatically crit, correct?
The one next to you is stunned. The ones
No,
beside
not him.
Hakeem are prone and incapacitated.
Yeah, these ones I would get auto crits on.
If you hit, yeah.
Ha!
But because
Fuck yeah.
they're prone, you have disadvantage on ranged.
Nope, I don't. I'm gonna move in.
Okay.
So I am going to shoot them at advantage.
Do you have something that lets you attack?
I
ranged
do.
at 5 feet. Okay.
I am a sharpshooter.
Perfect.
And so that's a crit, yeah. Crit. For 15 points of damage, so 25 to hit, 15 points of damage.
They're looking bloody.
And then I'm going to do it again, because I love killing things. For 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
And, I'm going to re-roll that with my savage attacker.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be a d6 plus 10 to see if it's worse. Never mind. We're gonna go with the 13. But I'm going to use my mask.
They're on death's door.
Oh no. Oh, cool. Then. Oh, I used one of those. I had 2 of those. I'm going to use my mask to inflict emotional damage, which adds another. Wait, let me double check this. Another 2 points of damage. Doop.
That'll kill them.
Oh, sweet. In that case, how far did I move? 25 feet?
You move 25 feet.
In that case, I'm going to... That's 2 attacks. Gonna move here for the last little bit of my movement.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Jesus. Does the frighten stop on her?
Yes.
Okay. Piling effects on my grandmama. All right.
She pissed me off.
Prone capacity. She can't do anything, can she? She can get up from prone. No, incapacitated.
Nope. She gets a save against slow and a save against laughter.
Tasha's. Okay. What's your Tasha's DC?
It is a wisdom save. 16.
My dice hate me. That's a 9, so she's still incapacitated, but I guess I'll try for slowed. Also wisdom, I'm guessing.
Yep, wisdom.
so, yeah.
50.
Nope. That's a 6 and a 9.
I'm just picturing her on the floor going, "Huh, huh, huh."
Yeah, because it's slow laughter.
Brutal.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
Hakeem.
Oh, that's terrible.
If I grapple her, is that actually... Does she still roll against that if she's incapacitated?
I need to read the rules. I'm gonna say no, because she is incapacitated.
Okay.
Can't take actions or reactions. Can't do a contested whatever.
First attack, I am going to grapple her.
You want to add some more conditions on my girl?
Well, just so when she does break free, she's still grappled.
I want to break free. Okay.
Then I'm going to drag her with me into, behind me here. And I'm going to have her in this arm, and I'm just going to start punching this thing that's got fight. With my other melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
If you use her, does she count as an improvised weapon?
I'm gonna... Oh, shoot. I'd have to roll my bardic inspiration on that. I forgot. I will do that on the next one. Bonus action.
You can do it on
Bardic
this one.
inspiration is
I'll
if you
allow.
fail,
Oh,
you
is
do the
it?
dice.
Yeah.
What's your dice?
D6.
Does an 11
Nope.
hit? Cool.
Mm-mm.
Next one. Bonus action melee attack.
$13 misses.
All right, that's my turn.
Where you go to punch where some of the cloth and the rags that's hanging off of him should be, it just sort of passes through. It appears that isn't where the body of it is.
Fuck.
Fenric.
Okay. I think Fenric is going to. All right. Let's get rid of all those. This guy right here in front of, or that girl. She's about to come out of stunned, right?
She should be already out of stone.
Yeah. So she's about to be an issue for me since I'm over here. I'm going to
JB not.
question. With Tides of Chaos, it gives me advantage on 1d20 test. So if I did that with like Scorching Ray, that just give me advantage on the first one, right?
If 1d20 test, then yes, the first one.
Okay.
And remember, with Tides of Chaos, if you cast a spell slot, then
Yep.
Wild Magic.
It causes a Wild Magic surge, but with all this crap going on, Fenric's just at the tipping point. So I think you'd at least do this first one, just letting out his venting.
Remember your exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. So -2. And with a
That
18
hits.
to hit on the first blow. That's gonna be 4 damage.
Yep.
And then going in for a second, -2.
That misses.
11's not gonna hit. And a third.
That misses.
Yeah, Curse with the bad rolls right now. And now...
You and me both?
Tables. Oh. Okay, with a 99 on the table.
Yeah, roll a 1d6. You regain 2d10 hit points on a 1. On a 3, you regain your lowest level expended spell slot.
Nifty.
Which is...
That would be the one I... No, Mage Armor, so I get a first level back.
Yep, I'll put it on your sheet. There you go.
Thank you. And... for a bonus action, he's going to quicken spell a... There it is. A Sorcerer's Burst. Nope, I forgot the -2. It's not going to hit anyway.
Okie dokie. That doesn't hit.
And yep, that's my turn.
Derek, you're up.
I'm going to peek around the corner. And I am going to whisper dissonantly at the shade thingy after being unsettling with my words. Gonna be -5.
Nice.
DC 16 with a -5, right?
Yep.
That's painful. -5, thank you. It rolls a 3.
Takes
What is
13.
disperse?
13 psychic damage, and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away from me as it can.
It
Using the
can't use
safest
reaction
route.
because it's slowed.
Well, then
Good
it
one.
just stays there.
Okay.
I wanted to run and get punched by people, but whatever.
It wouldn't let you punch it anyway because it's forced move. Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
it's not
It's not
forced
forced
movement.
movement.
It's
Never mind. My
moving.
no, my brain is not awake.
And just after that, it just kind of shouts out, it's like, kill the shade, leave the cognate. Hopefully they don't want to kill us afterwards.
Oh, right. She is the governor's niece. Who would have thought? Nicomund, you are still blind.
Blinded, yeah. I'm gonna just swing it where it was in front of me.
Okay. Disadvantage.
$20.
That hits. That hits.
Still radiant damage
Uh-huh.
for 9 radiant damage. Yeah, that was a 1. Swinging again.
It is wounded. The very thing that binds its essence together seems to be loosening its grip. 24 hits.
Yeah, at disadvantage, I got a 24. Damage
I hate
radiant
you.
again for 15 damage.
Uh-huh. It's as if
And-
the wind itself is bolstering your attacks and guiding.
And Nicomund with pure white snow eyes is just going, am I hitting the right thing? Am I hitting it? And
You're doing
that's
a really good job, Nicomund.
Nicomund's turn. And he goes, who said that?
Your blindness stops at the start of its turn. As your vision comes back to you, this time my Cold Walker is going to do Cold Ray. And since it can't get multi-attack, let's see. Which one seems nicest? Let's go with Cold Ray. It's going to go for who's being annoying. Nicomund. You see from its very face, it's just gonna blast you.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Okay, a 9 misses. You regain your vision just in time to dodge out of the way. And it's still slowed. That's all it can do.
Saving throw.
Yep. Come on,
15.
buddy. Come on, Malchus. I believe in you.
Malchus. Who is Malchus?
I don't know,
What's a
but whoever
llama?
they are, it's not a good day for them.
No, it's not.
That's an 11. This is why legendary resistances are a thing, huh?
Mhm. This person can now do something, though.
Yes, thank God. He's gonna go for the squishies. The squishies are being extremely annoying. First you, tiny one. Aiming for Fenric, the step warrior goes with the Kargi.
I am small and adorable.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to edit Silvery Barbs this.
Okay.
Just do another 20.
So-
Just follow it up with another 20.
I just roll another d20, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like roll to attack again, yeah.
Oh no!
24.
It's not a crit.
Yeah, it's not a crit, so yeah, there is that.
And
Five, not
minimum
even that
damage.
5. But that does
Okay.
mean you have to make a concentration check.
Yep.
And who gets the advantage?
I think I'm about to give it to myself so I can. Well, no. It's only 5. I can make that. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Who is you?
Sorry, I was Derek.
I know what he meant.
Yeah, but
That fails. And it's
10?
usually DC 10. It's either
10.
5 or 10, whichever is. So slow drops. Thank God. Much to the
Yeah.
DM's relief, I can finally do things right before they die. Although Odsternai is still incapacitated. Laughing. Okay, that's one attack. It is going to go for its second one at you, Derek. "13 misses. Ariun.
okay. I'm gonna walk up and say, well, you should have probably tried to kill me instead of them, because now I'm just gonna shoot you in the back. For a natural 20.
Nice.
When a silvery barb's at.
Oh, max damage 16.
Good damage.
Nice.
Juicy.
And I'm gonna try and do that again.
Mhm.
Because I can. But that
Yes,
missed.
you can.
So I'm going to action surge.
Don't you have advantage?
No. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, because of Vex.
Mhm.
Never mind. Let me roll that again. Thank you for the heads up. 28 hits.
Yeah, it does.
5 points damage. Is he still alive?
They fall with the second arrow.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. So I'm just gonna go pow pow. And then I'm gonna action surge.
Mhm.
And I'm going to attack the walker. Twice. Uh, 21 to hit. 4. 6 points of damage.
Mhm.
And then I get advantage on that one. For a natural 20.
Nice.
God damn.
For 13 points of damage.
Good stuff, good stuff. Not
And
looking good.
that is my turn.
My girl,
I
still
love fighters.
incapacitated.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw. Wow.
That's not gonna do
8. Yep. It seems where she's curled up laughing, there's almost like tears running down her face in frustration. That's her turn. Hakim.
But at least she's laughing at normal speed now.
Punchy, punchy. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Do 5, and then we'll pump a hand of harm into it. For an extra 7 necrotic damage. Second.
How do you want to do this?
Yes. Okay. I just punch right where the light's coming from, and I just say, "Good night," like I'm knocking somebody
Ooh.
unconscious.
Right where the light's coming out?
Yeah, right in his face.
Constitution saving throw, please. DC 15.
Some bullshit.
When you
Alright,
want to
well,
do cool shit, you gotta make sure it's not gonna
fancy
fuck you up.
schmancy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna punch that giant beast right where its teeth is.
It's
There's
an
damage? What do you
18.
mean? That passes. Okay. Go ahead, do your damage.
Your hand, you fail it. Your hand freezes right before it hits.
That would have been what I wanted to do.
8 more points of bludgeoning damage.
As your hand sort of goes through, with your first punch, it hits, but not enough to sort of dissipate it. With the second part of your attack comes in, the hand of harm, it seems to almost cause the center of it to crack. And you see sort of light coming out of the cracks, shining out as it slowly breaks apart. Before, between one breath and another, just the cloth that surrounded it just falls empty to the floor, Obi-Wan style. And nothing remains of the Malchus shade.
Are we still in combat?
Well, I
Because I
would
want
say
to
no,
stabilize.
given she
I
is
want to
engaged.
stabilize the two that I knocked on, that I attacked.
I'm going to say, given that Odsernai is grappled and incapacitated, you are out of combat. For your stabilization, I'd have you roll medicine checks.
Nicomund wants to take Odsarnai's staff.
Okay.
So 17 on the first one.
That passes.
Oof, 6 on the second one.
You're able to stabilize the first, but the second one with the 2 arrows, the second arrow pierced somewhere where it's just not possible to stabilize. It went right through the spine.
Well, that was not intended.
Such is the
Shoot.
way of combat. You can go non-lethal. That is an option.
No, I know that. She didn't really think about that. But afterwards she went, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have tried to kill you. I'm so sorry."
Well,
They're
you
just gonna
guys,
walk up and be like, "Can we tie her up before I drop this spell on her?"
Yes.
Sure. Do you have rope?
I don't have rope.
I have rope.
I have rope.
Get to it.
That sounds like somebody that's going to say chop chop.
I will hog tie this lady.
Hands behind back. Feet together, hands and feet tied together. Is that what you're doing?
Gotcha.
Hog tie?
Yep.
My
Fuck
question for you guys is, as you have Odsernai sort of tied up, as tears sort of run down her face, the Malchus Shade and whatever profane ritual she conducted, interrupted, and dealt with, what do you want to do next, story-wise?
Interrogate her?
Yeah, I want to find out what's happening. What she was doing, what she intended.
Check out what's in the books that she took. And I really want to go to Murph, but...
Gotcha.
I'm going to give the staff to Fenric.
Okay.
Oh, we should also tell the governor that his niece is a bitch.
Okay.
We think.
So you tend to bring her in to the governor, and for your interrogation, just roll me whatever you're using to interrogate. I need 2 rolls.
That'd be a Derek. I can assist with my mask. If you're
You can roll at advantage for 1. So 1 can be, I would say, an intimidation persuasion, and another one I want just an arcana.
I guess I'll do the persuasion.
As I gur.
I mean, I could try an Arcana roll.
Both of them come up as 21.
Yes,
Since
'cause
I've
you
been
rolled an
rolling
8 to
crappy, since I've been rolling crappy, I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage on the Arcana.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot the -2. So whatever it is, -2.
It's fine.
So 19.
What you're able to piece together is that Odsernai came up with this profane ritual as some sort of twisted way of trying to stop the disease from spreading or to cure the city of the disease in one massive blow. But given the nature of magic, all it did was create this abomination that, if left unchecked, would have taken many lives and possibly also unleashed something even worse upon the city as a backlash. Why she did this, you begin to find out, is that she has been disgraced from her clan, and she used to be at a much higher position, and as part of her disgrace, she lost contact with her child. And all of this was some way of earning repute, of earning honor, of earning her way back into her position so that she could reunite with her kid, is what you come to piece together. And the next day, you receive Ibn Sina's, as promised, his little certificate, his letter of safe passage, entrance into the city of Merv. And you look around, the governor is... He doesn't feel good that you stopped his sister. Like, it's a good thing that you stopped further harm, but also there's now a whole lot of PR stuff that he's going to have to deal with regarding his sister.
Niece.
So... Niece. And you get the sense that it might be a good time for you to leave. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I would like to stop by the bazaar and get either a camel or like a horse.
Okay.
And then from my... I have a merchant thing, what's it called? Trusted Companion?
For that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
If I spend 100 gold, I can get a slightly better horse or camel, etc.
Alright. Mark it off your sheet, and I will reveal to you what you get next time.
So
Other
we
than that,
don't get a cure for the plague yet.
No.
she was nowhere close to developing a cure.
I mean, from Ibn Sina.
Ibn Sina is also nowhere close to developing a cure, like a vaccine or some sort of potion that would cure the poison. He believes that any hint of a cure might lie within the hideout of the assassins themselves, wherever the source of the moths that Saphir created originated in the first place. There's a long journey ahead.
Yeah, he's basically the WHO, and he just started researching a vaccine.
Yeah.
Well, then Nicomund will ask for a reward from both the governor and from Ibn Sina for our trip.
Okay. We will deal with that our next session in the future.
And then the only other thing would be if Nicomund gave me her staff, is if Fenric could figure out anything about it, or if it's just a nice shiny stick.
Sure. I will let you know. If there's nothing else, that's all I have for you, and I will see you in a couple weeks.
Awesome
Hope you had fun.
sauce.
You want to hit us with our announcements?
Yeah, that's cool. Well, if you guys will join us on the other side of this ad break, we will finish up our announcements and find somebody to raid. So we will see you in just a moment. Let me get our ads going.
We'll be back after a word from these sponsors.
It is hot AF in here.
You're telling me I have no AC.
My AC's running. That was
I
fun.
am in a basement in a well AC'd house, so I'm like wearing a sweater and I have a blanket on and I'm like cozy.
Yeah, I used to have one of those. I'm in an RV in the sun with no tree and no AC.
That sucks.
You know, I gotta say, for sitting out half of that session, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, no, it was
That
good.
was very cool. That was very cool.
Worth it.
I'm sorry for jumping in over so many people. I didn't really mean to.
You're good.
I
It
felt like I
happens.
was being a bit extra. Sorry.
Sometimes with online stuff, it's just hard to read cues. That's okay.
One, also hard to hear that you've stepped over someone.
Just gotta
And
pay a
4
little bit
seconds.
extra attention.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed our brand of chaos as much as we enjoyed playing it, please give us a follow. It helps out greatly and you know when we come live. Down below, you find links to our Discord, YouTube, Astro's TikTok, Booty's Twitch, and Springer's Knives. Our Discord is free and open to everybody. If you want to come in, we'd love to see you there. If you want to just come in and lurk and get our announcements, that's great too. Our YouTube, we put up replays of our sessions, usually 2 days after the fact, and we have YouTube Shorts. On Astro's TikTok, he does a variety of different type of videos. They're all pretty great. I think you should go check them out. I think you'd enjoy them. On Booty's Twitch, he streams once or twice a week and is always friendly and engaged with the chat. If you love him here, you'll love him over there. Go give him some love. And Springer's Knives, our friend Springer here, makes knives on the side. You can go check out the website linked and see what's available at the moment. At the moment, I know he does have at least 4 choppers or 2 or 4 choppers somewhere in there. I don't know what else he has, but I have one of his knives myself. It is beautiful. I love it. It cuts amazing. And you can work with him through the whole process. Like I said at the start of our session, we will not be back here with this campaign for the next couple weeks, as our friend Fox is going on a little vacay, at least from DMing. And we will be filling in the time with a couple sessions of something else planned, and at least 1 session of For the Lulz. So please come back for that. You'll see us back here this Tuesday for When Nine Lights Rise, and this Wednesday for our Everchosen campaign. I hope we'll see you again.
Till next time, everybody.
Woo!
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.